Ahead of a key rate decision coming up tomorrow afternoon from the Fed, we're back to the upside here ever so slightly once again this morning after yet another trip to all-time highs yesterday. Tech earnings across the board incoming as well. We'll touch on all of that. We just took out that aftermarket high right now for the Nasdaq. Again, back to all-time highs. A ton of individual movers this morning, specifically ones that reported this morning. PayPal. Huge pop to the upside here. We're right around 82 bucks. I just saw a note on DJT. DJT set to enter the prediction market. So Donald J. Trump to the upside in a big way here. Just tagged 18 bucks, coming back in a little bit. We'll touch on that coming up as well. SoFi, another one that reported here this morning. Back and forth action for SoFi. Bit of a mixed report for them. Note on Nvidia today as well. Jensen Huang heading back to Washington to meet with Trump. He's going to congratulate Jensen on the great job he's doing, I guess. You and I were just touching on the simple fact that, I mean, can it be just Nvidia forever? And the most likely answer to that is no. A ton of headlines, though, to get to with the Fed incoming tomorrow. I think this rate cut pretty much baked in at this point. After an absolute marathon baseball game last night as well, they decided to play 2 and a bit.
Ridiculous, Brendo. Just 18 innings, easy, light work. And then, of course, Freddie Freeman, the Canadian, dunks on the Canadian team, right? Dead center, good home run by him. Obviously, a tough look for the Jays, but that's why you play 7 games. So we'll keep an eye out on that, guys. So there's so much to talk about, as Brendo mentioned. Amazon in focus this morning, as sadly they're looking at about laying off 14,000 corporate jobs, not warehouse jobs, corporate jobs. Here, obviously, AI is going to be in focus. Brendo mentioning PayPal as well. What a move up for PayPal. 15% in going here at Brendo with a new tie-up with OpenAI. They're going to be able to, you're going to be able to pay for things directly inside the LLM vis-a-vis PayPal. Wayfair as well, Brendo, up markedly here, 12%. And Wayfair, believe it or not, up 120% year to date. This thing's been slowly grinding up. You buying still stuff off Wayfair, Brendo? Because I know that you
literally never.
Yeah. And UNH obviously reported as well, up 4 3/4.
Just seeing more on this DJT note. True Social to become the world's first social media platform offering prediction markets via exclusive partnership with crypto.com. So DJT, the one to look at here. We're coming back in a little bit, but we did tag 18 bucks at the top there.
I read an interesting article over the weekend, Brendo, that these prediction markets are going to be very disruptive to your DraftKings, to your FanDuels, because you're betting against other players as opposed to the house. So the market is making itself, so to speak, based upon what people perceive the odds to be, not what the market or the bookmakers are making the odds. So apparently this is going to be kind of a disruptive move for some of these, unless they adopt it themselves, as you're seeing DJT try to do here.
The other thing to consider here this morning, oh, by the way, coming up tomorrow after the close, Google, Meta, Microsoft, all going to report earnings. We get Visa as well, I saw was another one on that list. Starbucks, another one on that list as well, for anyone keeping score. But a ton, guys, to get to ahead of the Fed tomorrow. Good morning.
Oh, yeah, there's Fed tomorrow.
Very busy.
Fed tomorrow. Look at on the Blue Jays hat here. Yeah, we were up late last night.
Little bit.
Yeah, like 3 a.m. or so around here, I think is what
I think it was.
It stopped.
I thought it was like 2:45 or 2:50. I don't know. I got to bed at like 2. I think it was like 2:52, and I'm like, okay, this will be fun in 90 minutes.
Come in the next day.
But I mean, it was epic. What are you gonna do? Like,
we're both dads. We're used to being up late, I guess.
Yeah, you got to give credit. You got to give credit. It was a great game, but we'll pour one out for George. I hope we can.
To me, it wasn't that great of a game, actually. I was kind of like bored watching it in the after hours. Like, there was some exciting spots for sure. It's just like we couldn't come up with anything.
No, we could.
There was no runs scored since the 7th inning. It went 10 innings.
I can appreciate great pitching. Like to see when you see dudes that have only gone 1 or 2 just go out there, even their guy.
I mean, it's
just like in Lauer, like to go 4 or 5 when you've been going 1 or 2,
Lauer was
and actually shut people down. Like it was.
The Dodgers have a horrible bullpen, and we couldn't do anything against it. We had a horrible lineup against
horrible.
them.
They're like, but their bad guys are out there throwing like 101, 99.
No, I know, but like historically,
that's the Dodgers.
They're one of the worst bullpens heading into this World Series. For a team going into the World Series.
Yeah,
and
their dudes were 4
We made them look like Sandy Koufax out there. But
they've got the back guy in their bullpen was throwing 799. But the reality is, I love our coach. I love our manager. I love his fire, all that stuff. The players like him, but his decision making was putrid. Like, there was just decisions that no baseball person would make, and that's just part of it. And it sucks, but let's see. We'll get them tonight. And look, there's a lot to get to today. Whether it's SoFi, PayPal. By the way, PayPal just came back a little bit here. PayPal. I mean, it was only up like 15%.
Yeah.
Right. So like that breakout on PayPal already happened. Their beat. Not even the big story. It's the OpenAI story that's going to be a bit bigger. SoFi with a beat as well. Heck, it's such an up day that Beyond Meat's even trying to go.
Oh, is it?
Off of the schneid. But I don't know. I'm kind of feeling this one to bide my chance. I think if it tries to squeeze, I'm just going to be very, very patient. Willing to take 2 or 3 shots at a mean reversion. It gave 2 very clean ones yesterday that I missed out on. So this is one I'm going to have my eye on. But yeah, it's big earnings names. Oh, UNH as well, pretty strong. Nextera, NEE, so many strong names today.
Yeah, look, we had a good idea a couple weeks ago with PayPal, and there it goes, right? We talked about Catena Capital right there, but it's just, you have no idea what they're going to report, and we always say that. It's risky to take anything into the report. But we were long PayPal. It came into some good resistance there. We talked about it. There it goes, right up into these levels. Now you're starting to fade off of this 82. So no surprise there as we fade back in a little bit here on PYPL. And then, I don't know, man, I'm trying to figure out SoFi here a little bit because I know it doesn't normally come off of earnings. Like, it comes back in a little bit on earnings. And that was a nice move, man, up 5%. We'll take that on SoFi, about as expected here. So, yeah, I mean, I like all of this. I think PayPal is a great one. SoFi is a great one. You're seeing some of the other bank names starting to go longs as well. So I'm thinking long in and around here, right? It's not that this is up that much, but we had a nice little run into the close yesterday off of, that didn't get down to 280, but off of a nice little bounce from 294 up to 304. Right now for JP Morgan, Citigroup also starting to go. We can back over 100 again. We can check out Robinhood right now, 145. That could take out all-time highs. None of the stocks I'm calling up right here aren't reacting. It's just these are other bank names as opposed to what SoFi's been doing. So, yeah, man. And then Oscar's upside on UNH, which is nicely hitting right there. Amazon, we talked about. Wayfair, Cameco, CCJ, another, one of the original uranium plays here, up again today. Wow, up 15%. I didn't even notice how much that was. This stock has just been sliding upside as well this whole time when we've been looking at SMRs and all that kind of stuff. Here goes Cameco, right up again into $100. Like, this was $32, up to 100. That's a triple. Yeah, penny stocks. I see some people in the chat. I don't know. I haven't really. This one, 10 XHLD. 10 holdings. That one's moving around. So here's a penny stock for you. You asked for it, Emilio. You get it. There's an 85-cent mover rate, 85% mover, 52 cents for 10 holdings right there. As long as that's not what your wife tells you, Randy, you're good to go on that one. Yeah, small bananas over there.
Yesterday's
today.
Is nice and perfectly right.
Yeah, and Otani as well. So.
Okay.
No. Springer will be gone now.
No, I mean he hurt his oblique. You can't swing a bat. Like, there's some injuries that you can play through, but if you actually pulled an oblique muscle, there's just no way.
What is that, like 3 weeks, 6 weeks?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Games.
At this point, there's only 4 games left. Like, there's no way you can come back from it. If it's really a strained oblique, you just can't swing a bat. It just sucks.
A hockey player would play through it, yeah, but this is baseball.
But but it's also very, very different. It's very, very different. You go from a 300 hitter to a 100 hitter. Like, you could physically try it, but
Probably,
just be used.
No, he's better off having somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. There's just no chance. Yeah. Like, there's certain things you can fight through, some things you can't. But the guy's a battler. Like,
Yeah, he's played really well. I mean,
there was a question.
He's old too.
It was a question, people might have missed it, but like a couple of games ago, I think Schneider was talking, and they asked him, like, are you going to be surprised at some of the reports that come out after what people have been dealing with? So I think he might have already had something.
It seemed like as soon as he twisted,
it was like it was probably already hurting him, and he's playing.
Hey man, he had his World Series moment, or ALCS, I guess it was. Yeah. It'll be tough without Springer. Our benches, as you saw yesterday, has some stuff left.
It's a little
little thin there. But, you know, walking Ohtani 4 straight times, at least former MVP Mookie Betts isn't really doing anything. And Freeman has not had a great series either. And then, of course, hits that bomb.
And people forget Mookie, he had that mystery illness in spring training and lost like 15 pounds in a couple of days.
Did not have a good year.
And he just didn't have a regular year. So, like, there was something up with him all year long. But credit to Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, they're still
he was an absolute beast.
World Series.
It?
Hopefully it just comes back to Toronto, that's all, because tonight's Ohtani, so it's going to be. But I don't know how these guys are going to play after that kind of a game. So we'll figure it out.
Starters better go long. Is it crazy? DJT never holds these. When was the last time DJT?
Oh, it's getting into prediction markets. What does that
spiked pre-market and held on to VWAP in the pre-market? Like, it never does. Every time there's one of these spikes, it just seems to not follow through. But we talked about this the other day. Like, look at it at $15. It just seems to be holding around this area. So, I don't know, like, maybe this is one of those maybe today is the day because there's an actual catalyst. It's got to be on at least watch, but already one candle up and then the next candle it loses volume weighted average price. It needs to get back above that. Then it'll be back on my radar. As we said, like, there's going to be lots of things to look at, so you don't have to force it with this because you have plenty of small cappers. There's going to be other gappers and earnings plays. If this one's not
PayPal's dancing around here again.
Oh, yeah. PayPal's already at 77.
I was going to say it's dancing around this 80. It went back up as we were talking about it there into this $80 mark. Like, it went down into 79, came back to VWAP again, and then whoa. I'm a little skeptical. Like, I like the numbers that they put out, but I was skeptical about that OpenAI story. Like, putting it into chat, like, I don't know. I don't really use chat that format, but everything's changing, right? Remember, OpenAI has their browser coming out, so there could be something with PayPal in the browser as well, possibly. So we like to tie up there with OpenAI. But I really like PayPal's valuation spot at 15 or 16 times PE. That's why I liked it, nothing else. I mean, today, you don't have too many names today. It starts tomorrow. You get all the big guys. You get the Googles of the world. Microsoft tomorrow as well. Like, this is at 270. Like, why are we looking anywhere else, man? You could just trade strength right now with Google. So we'll look at Google today as well, breaking out, and we'll see what happens tomorrow with it. So yeah, UPS. Yeah, no, look, man, everyone in the chat is like, there's lots of names. Yeah, Whirlpool, UPS. We have them all. Make sure you do go out and get our watch list. I mean, it's all written right here. And you can also become a member. We'll talk about Sharif's morning note as well. But here's the watches that we have on board right now, talking about everything. There's PayPal, Amazon. We're going to get to this in a minute. Nvidia, Qualcomm and Nvidia, SoFi, UPS, what everyone's talking about. There's UNH as well, Nextera, Apple, Corning. Like, look at all the names: Wayfair, Cameco, Royal Caribbean, and all little blurbs about them. What did they report? What's going on with them? There's that WeRide I talked about before, and there's that XHLD. You guys asked for a penny stock. I just went to our list and found it, so it's easy to do if you are a member. Well, that's not even a member. You just subscribe to the watch list and grab that for free. The link is in the description. All right, don't know if we have any guests today, but if we do, it'll be Mitch. So if he's on board, then we'll get to him soon. But let's go back over to the desk.
A couple other things to consider right now. You and I were actually talking about CCJ just before we came on there at 8:30. There's the headline. Both Brookfield and BAM, BAM and CCJ joining the U.S. in the $80 billion nuclear push. So that's Brookfield currently coming back down. There was a decent volume spike on the downside. CCJ, I can type. There we go. Looking a lot stronger at this point, still holding on to $100. I mean, you were making the point, simply just zoom out a little bit on the chart. It's just insane.
It is. It's a fantastic, good Canadian company. Brendo, we were trading at $35 at the tariff tantrum. Now we're breaching 100, 99.45. So fantastic move. Obviously, this deals with the uranium and the nuclear side of things. So here's the deal. Brookfield and Camo, they announced a major partnership with the U.S. government to construct at least $80 billion worth of new nuclear reactors all across the country, Brendo. They're meeting soaring electricity demands from AI, of course, as data centers. The deal aligns with President Trump's executive order, which he signed earlier in the year, which is really pushing forward the nuclear move here. The new reactors, I should say, they're using Westinghouse Electric AP1 nuclear reactors, which are supposed to be highly advanced. They were already deployed in Poland and Ukraine. So let's see how this one does today. 15 1/3.
Yeah, both of those looking pretty good. A few people still mentioning SoFi. I mean, I'm still looking for the bad side of this report. I mean, the forecast was kind of in line with expectations, but 11 cents versus 8, 950 million versus 890. So not the numbers, that's for sure. For SoFi, kind of chopping around here around 31 bucks. UPS was just popping up here in front of me once again. There we go. Back to the upside here. They announced, what was it, 14,000 positions so far in 2025, and its operational workforce by another, have cut 14,000 positions so far in 2025, reduced their operational workforce by another 34,000 positions, all thanks to AI.
I don't know how this company is doing well, Brendo. This company is, I have a lot of issues with this company. They lost my mom's iPhone, and you try to call them, you don't really get anybody, you get somebody else on a different continent, and then no responsibility taken. But apparently they did quite well over here. Q3 EPS coming in at $1.74, Brendo, easily beating the $1.30 expected by the street on revenue of $21.41 billion. Again, easily beating 20.83. Up nicely here relative to FDX, which is only up 4%. They're up 16. Not a bad move, up 28% year to date.
Guys, UPS, this seems like a large move, to say the least, here for this one.
I mean, it's been so badly beaten up. Like, the stock has been just a straight runaway to the downside. So, you know, it's... At some point, it turns into a little bit of value, you get a bit of a beat, and hopefully you can catch a bottom. But I would caution that this has happened before. Like, ultimately, like, it's been more dumps on earnings. So I think this is at least a little bit different, because in this particular case, you're getting the bounce on a beat. So I hope that gives you a turn. But come on, close above the 200-period moving average. Prove it to me up here, because the 200-period, like, this thing has been like the plague, right? Like, for UPS, the 200-period SMA is like quality base running for the Jays last night. It's just, you're just not seeing it. So I like to see this one close above there before. Otherwise, I mean, every single pop in the stock has really been dumped. Like, this is a prove it moment here for it to close above 100.
Yeah, like it's 7.4% dividend as well. So, I mean, that'll change a little bit, but, you know, you can't get 6 or 7% everywhere. And I think that's why it was getting hit so much, as people were worried that potentially the dividend, not that it was going to get cut, but, you know, why was it 7-8%, historically high, obviously, for UPS. But yeah, lots of room to go. I mean, I think it's going to be a really strong, my daughter already sent her Christmas list, so I think it's going to be a strong Christmas season, yeah, generally speaking. And UPS should deliver the goods, right? I mean, that's what it is. And now with that guide and with those numbers, it looks like they get the all clear. There's a lot of traders and a lot of investors that have been sitting on UPS for a while. And now they get rewarded just a little bit today. There's still a long way to go on this stock on the daily chart. So, all right, we've got Mitch. Let's throw.
Let's bring him in. We had a discussion going back a couple of weeks ago about some of these nuclear names. I mean, set that aside for a second, Mitch. Good to see you as always.
Yeah.
Let's touch on tech here ahead of what's to come after the close tomorrow. I see you have Microsoft top of the list here as far as tech on your list this morning. Tell us why.
Yeah, good old softy, right? I mean, this has been a really nice move, actually, right off the 525 spot. It started on Friday, really, where it really started to get going. And now that you did that little gap up, a lot of people are going to kind of avoid this name now. I actually think it's not time to avoid it. I think this wants the earnings high. Of course, the earnings that recently came out, it was on July 31st, right? That wasn't bad earnings. It was just kind of more of a profit taking. You know, it had been on a huge run, came back. It's working its way. And I think that it's going to get back up there. It might take the earnings to actually, let's say, break that. But I think that we can ride this, at least in the intraday action, maybe for the next 2 days, right? And I think this is one definitely to watch here. I like it already. I'm going to be looking for it to break, of course, yesterday's high, 534. We're at 533 right now. Looking for a strong move right back out the gates. Maybe trying to push closer towards 540. I could see it starting to get back up there. So this is a fun play to play right now going into earnings. And that's how I would approach it, right? That's nothing that I would make a new position here because of the gap up, but let's ride the day trade.
I like it. I like it. Hands off then into the report, or are you living a little dangerously?
I'm never an earnings type of guy, man. There's just too much disaster on earnings, and like I always say, there's so many plays out there. In tech, there's another name that I'm watching right now, which is ARM, and this is a really good one because, of course, it's not a recent IPO, but in my eyes, I still view it as that, and it never undercut its IPO, right? IPO lows. It held really well in the monthlies, and I think institutions are just pegged here at 150. If you look at the monthly, there's so many times where it just was kind of getting above the 150, and now you're making this huge surge above that 150. I think ARM wants 200. That's another 11% from here. So now that you're above the 170 spot, big resistance, now you can start looking to use that as support and ride ARM holding. I think this could be a big runner going into next year.
Just when we thought all of the possible headlines in semiconductor land could possibly be behind us, they seem to come up with more and more. Regardless of the stock, it's been a pretty good day here for, a pretty good couple of days for AMD. What do we do at this point here, Mitch?
You just keep riding the wave, right? And you want to keep it watching that and make sure that you're not kind of breaking the 50 EMAs. But at this point, AMD is just a beast. And I'm just glad that we brought it here, guys, in all the way in June. June 2nd is when I first started mentioning AMD for a 114 breakout. And I said this was my focus. It was that AMD was going to outperform Nvidia. And I think that's what continues to happen here. We look for outperformance in AMD. If you wanted to ride both, you could do that, but I think AMD is definitely the way to play it. And the only way to enter now is what it's been. It just recently, you got a 230 9 EMA pullback that you could have jumped on and tried to ride it for the next wave. Now you're expanding away from the 9 EMA, so you're looking for short-term pullbacks to play in on this if you're looking just to ride the momentum.
All right, one we've had many discussions about on this show with you before, SoFi with earnings here this morning. I mean, kind of lackluster price action at this point. What are you seeing with SoFi?
Yeah, the only thing that we needed to see was the actual money, right? The fundamentals behind this play, because I think it has the catalyst. It has, of course, retail favorite. You guys know how I call it the next Palantir. It increased there on EBITDA 49% year over year. The management raising guidance again, and they almost added 1 million new members each quarter. They're trying to get there, and I think that this is just their path to getting there. And SoFi is going to continue the lift, man. I would not fight against this. And the idea here was just that it didn't break the pattern, and it actually held it really well. Now you have a couple of wicks in the 30 area where it could start to use that as support and looking for the next move up. And of course, you guys see the background. It's the spooky week. I won't be with you guys on Halloween, but I'm celebrating with you guys.
Like it. I like it. Yeah, theme week here for Mitch. Cybersecurity, top of your list. Two questions here. Is that for today specifically or just in general? So give me your thoughts on...
Just in general, to watch the trend. Remember, we brought these names up last week. I was looking for a break on SNOW, and we were talking about it just here on Tuesday, right? That was the 21st. Now we are already about, on SNOW, 7.5% higher. These types of names are getting breakouts, and these are the AI players to watch right now. I think in AI, you're seeing a lot of cybersecurity software that's going to continue to getting the lift. And these names are just going to continue pushing because as we get further and further in AI, we just need more cybersecurity. This is a big run that isn't going to stop at least anytime soon. So the only way we look at entrance now is 9 EMA pullbacks, Zscaler up on the top. PANW is a little bit slower if you're trying to catch it, but you can see that. It's just now running away from the 9 EMA, and that just goes to show you more and more. All these names are hot, and it's not just a stock thing, it's an industry-wide thing. These are the best types of plays because then you just look at the industry and you pick the chart. The odds are, if it's an industry-wide move, the boats will just lift with the tide.
All right, just over 30 minutes until the open here. Give me your breakdown as far as what we're looking at going to 9:30.
Yeah, going into 9:30, I'm watching for momentum plays, right? The Qs are extended, the SPYs are extended. You could still get pullbacks, but I think we're on this little momentum push right now. An area to keep watch is nuclear and then robotics. Those are two areas that I definitely keep watch here. Nuclear names like NNE, GEV could get right back up there. Watching for an NNE to get right above 4640. That's yesterday's high. If it could break above that, I think this is really a high interest spot that I could watch for a day trade. And then GEV would be more your swing above 600. You needed to recover. It did that huge, like, nice little undercut. You guys know how I talk about this all the time. They wash them before they send them. Look for a recovery of 600 to show you that. And then the robotics trade, XPEV, on the watch here because it just looks great here, guys. It has two things, right? It has China EV, and it has, of course, a humanoid robot called Iron. And I'm not talking, of course, Elon's robotics, of course, Optimus, but I think that one's on the move too. You guys saw Tesla with the strength yesterday. I don't think this is going to stop. This is the robotics trade, and you got to watch some speculative names. Also, you know I like to add a little extra, so watch for Serve and Rich Tech. That's SERV and RR. RR has a nice flag pattern, looking for the break above yesterday's high, and Serve, want to see it break 1470s. Monthly charts have been building here. Robotics trades hot. ISRG, if you're looking for a high quality name, maybe you're not a comb the ditches type of guy and you're looking for something to add to the portfolio, that kind of mentality, investment mentality, I tell you to take a look at Surgical, Intuit Surgical, right? And surgical robotics is remaining in this space. It's not going away anytime soon. I don't know about you guys, but it's going to get to the point where, you know, if I could get the robot to do the surgery and it's 99.8% accurate compared to the doctor that's 95% accurate, I'll go with the robotics. And I think that this is the move that's actually moving healthcare a little bit further. Watch for healthcare continued conversations. I'm in RXRX. We talked about that last week. I'm up already 5%, and it's a big boy position for me on the swing account, of course, funded by Trade the Pool.
Give us the latest. What's happening over at Trade the Pool?
Well, I got another funded day trade account. So if you guys want to know how you do that, well, you come over and you watch me do it live in front of you guys. Yesterday's top play was Cleveland Cliff. So looking for a little steal play. That one's actually still in play today. So come on over like always. You guys know how we do it. We show everything fully transparent. That's the way I'm always going to be, because at the end of the day, I talk about it and I'm paying it forward for you guys out there to continue trading and get in towards your skill level. So keep pushing. Trade the Pool will be here to push forward.
Mitch Hoke, analyst over at Trade the Pool. What inning did you get to last night?
Oh, I will be honest. I only got to like the 12th. I was just like, this is too much, dude.
Better than most. Better than most.
If I was in California, it wouldn't have been that bad, right? But hey, those guys got to enjoy it. And man, I'm with you, Neil. They need to run a little bit harder. I don't know, drink some energy drinks, whatever they needed to do. They seemed like the gas pedal just started to slow down a little bit. They were like us. They were already tired, right? They're used to being on the East and, you know, being up that late. It gets late pretty fast.
Mitch, great stuff as always. Good luck today.
Have a good one, guys. Go trading.
Well, I can't necessarily disagree. Although I would say sometimes you need to know when not to run. Not always be a hero. But I like that cybersecurity look. And as far as robotics goes, you know, the serve off to 50 period looks good, but it's a new breakout for CrowdStrike. And this bad boy, it's such a quiet, like silent assassin lately, like 4 straight up days in a row after breaking out, and doesn't really show any signs yet. It does feel like if it does a more parabolic move into this trend, here, and I'm going to go to Joe in a quick little second, that it could actually tag what's forming like a little bit of a channel top, right? Like just joining from there and then looking at the channel that it's forming up at this top. So if it does get to the top of that channel, to me, that'd be a ring the register moment on this particular breakout here on CrowdStrike. I know we have some, well, not just upgrades and downgrades, some options plays to look at with Joe.
Yes, good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. Thanks for bringing up CrowdStrike, Neil, because it is at the top of the list today, getting an upgrade by Arete up to $706. And then we have Elf Beauty getting that by Jefferies, price target raised to $150. Now, TeraWulf by Oppenheimer, $20 is going to be that price target. And then we have Nokia by Jefferies going from a hold to a buy. Now, New Street downgrading Snapchat. We're going to go from a buy to a neutral. And then we got Kappa by Mizuho lowering that target to $65. Now, Chipotle Mexican Grill, this name always seems to be on the downgrade side. Once again, by Mizuho, price target lowered to $40, and then Denny's as well, too, guys, lowered it to $5. Now, let's take a look at some of the options activity from yesterday's session. Yes, we got Qualcomm, PayPal, and Advanced Micro Devices. Now, at the top of the list, at that $200 strike price, we had 51,000 shares, contracts, not shares, traded with open interest around 54K. Now, that's substantial for Qualcomm. Usually not that much options activity on this name. And always remember, liquidity is extremely important when you are trading options. Now, for PayPal, getting a little pop here on the earnings report, guys, at that $75 strike price, we had 15,500 contracts open and 8,260 traded on the session. Now we have to go all the way to November 21st expiration cycle, and you go, Joe, 300 strike price on AMD, that's crazy. Well, you know what, we got some open interest and some volume at that specific level. No weeklies on this one, guys. Curious as to why, but anyways, 22,300, 4,170 at that level. Now, as for some abnormal options activity, we're going to get ASST with that open interest around 212K with 37,000 contracts traded on the session. Now, I think it's really important to note here is that the at-the-money IV is absolutely through the roof at 393%. So you're going to be paying an extended premium on that one. But one thing to note, we realized and we recognize this on our BYND, when you have outstanding gamma exposure, there's going to be most likely a squeeze. Now, I'm not going to say that's going to be the case here because what we experienced in BYD was nearly double what we have here in ASST. But as for gamma, that is some high level of exposure, delta sitting around 0.65, guys.
Oh, I was just ready to talk about Strive, but it looks like Microsoft on the move here.
Microsoft with OpenAI something.
Yeah, OpenAI something. I got to hear him repeat the story, see if we can't get this. But Microsoft 2.5% to the upside.
Huge gap, man.
I mean, yeah, it's like Microsoft has been a sleeping giant, and now you're breaking out technically to 530 anyways. So once again, you just have another big cap name running. And look, I was going to quickly mention Strive. ASST, this was a good runner yesterday. No questions asked. Got a little bit early in the afternoon, but unfortunately, it's already put in like a kind of a turn top there. Like there's your wick top, and you're really going to need to hold on to this 135 support. It's on the radar, but down 13%. It'll be SSR, but it's not kind of stock I usually like an SSR breakdown on, but it's on the radar. Just not a top trade idea after that failed break. But it's this Microsoft story, Sean. It looks like it's taking the cake. There's always something.
It's a clean a deal again with OpenAI, and just there it goes. This is what I think about. Like, if you're just Microsoft is going to be buying 200. OpenAI is $250 billion commitment to Azure. $250 billion from OpenAI, a company that doesn't make money. So, all right, $555 right now. Pop goes the weasel. You don't have to wait for earnings now to get to all-time highs for Microsoft because it's there right now, Randy.
On the shirt.
Then just move the shirt.
Put it anyway. Just put it right there.
George here.
Yeah, don't put it on the shirt. You're good to go there. Microsoft right here, up 5% and still ripping on more cloud.
It's all Nvidia's money anyways.
With Azure, man, just upside there with OpenAI continuously going through there. Wow, what a move, man. I guess this is the thing we talked about, holding stocks for dividends. You get these big guys that just moving these names in one space right here. Your XOM reports on Friday, Randy. So we'll have to wait to see if this one, no volume today on XOM. We'll see if it can break through. Got to get back up to 120. I won't have that kind of a move on earnings, but it's been holding. It's been going good there, steady as they go to the upside. We have a good friend there that was in iRobot yesterday that lost a whole bit, down 30% yesterday on iRobot. So these are like, they can't find any deals coming through. It was cruising near the upside and then whoosh, all the way back in. So this has had some support as well. IRBT bouncing a little bit here, Randy. So yeah, so far so good. Their Ford has been good recently. All right, let's go back over the desk. It's 9:04. We'll start going through our rundown.
A number, at least. Anyways, there's two, actually. OpenAI contracted to buy incremental $250 billion of Azure. There's also Microsoft hold investment in OpenAI Group PBC valued at $135 billion. So a couple of things just popping up here.
Yeah, that's interesting, actually, Brendo, because I think we valued them at $500 billion, so 135 of 500 is a substantial size.
And that's just Microsoft.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a big number there.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's look at the futures. Yesterday, we closed out at 69.08. So we're above 6,900 right now. Let's see if we can actually hold on to 6,900 as a level of support. So that'll be support level number one. The overnight high, well, we're at the overnight high. We just got to it, 69.24. So what we're going to do, Brendo, we're going to look to that 50-point area as our first level of resistance.
All right, if you haven't done so yet, make sure you take a second, jump down, grab the watch list free. Description below in the, or the link, I should say, in the description below. Top link will get you to the sign up page. You need your email, and then you can have that every single morning for absolutely nothing. Just be aware there is a little bit more coming out on this Microsoft OpenAI story. They retain IP rights, API exclusivity until AGI. So this was one of the things they were going back and forth with, if you remember, Microsoft and OpenAI. So Microsoft saying they retain IP rights, API exclusivity until AGI is achieved.
And this is something we've talked about before, Brendo. It's a disincentive for OpenAI to actually declare that they've achieved artificial general intelligence, because then they give up this to Microsoft. So there was this always, this back and forth kind of thing about whether or not Altman was going to declare it. And yeah.
So that makes a little more sense as far as this move for Microsoft to the upside. Anyway. Let's talk about PayPal earnings. Before the open this morning, we get PayPal, we get SoFi. Both of those we'll discuss at some point coming up here. But yeah, up decently here for PayPal on a nice beat.
Great earnings for PayPal, Brendo. I'm going to cover the OpenAI angle. So good tie-up here between the two companies, announcing a partnership between the two for a digital wallet directly in ChatGPT. The deal, which finalized over the weekend, actually allows PayPal users to buy products through ChatGPT, as well as merchants to list their inventory on the platform. So from both sides, the partnership is going to build on OpenAI's earlier e-commerce deals. We know that they've struck deals with Shopify, Etsy, Walmart, and now they're going to actually include a buy with PayPal button directly in ChatGPT for secure checkout. So what do you get by doing all this, Brendo? They're going to handle the merchant routing, validation, payment processing, all going to be done by PayPal, and you can, for users, they're going to be able to link their bank accounts, cards, or PayPal balances, while obviously benefiting from some of the services PayPal offers you, like buyer protection, tracking, etc.
More to come still here for this Microsoft OpenAI deal. So the main part, again, Microsoft's stake in OpenAI PBC Group, valued at $135 billion under this new pact. They're also saying OpenAI under this new pact can now jointly develop some products with third parties, which I don't think we've heard specifically before. They have all of these deals, if you remember, but I don't think we've actually heard that specifically before. But again, the biggest part, OpenAI is contracted to buy incremental $250 billion from Azure Space, obviously on Azure, which is huge for Microsoft.
Absolutely. It's another revenue stream for Azure as we get closer to reports. We'll see how AWS does, obviously, but we've been seeing the gap close between the two cloud services, Brendo.
Yeah, still more trickling in here for Microsoft and OpenAI, guys. PayPal, however, downside a little bit.
Yikes. And just before we get to PayPal, there was a headline here on SMCI where Supermicro, Intel, and Micron collaborate on a record-breaking results for, it's like a stack M3 quant trading benchmark. It doesn't seem that big of a story, but it did. Like the stock popped like $1.80 and then right back in. But speaking of popping and then right back in, look, it's a beat by PayPal. I guess if you anything related to OpenAI at this point and you're getting bumps, but it went into first resistance. Like this, from a technical standpoint, like you got your 50-period breakout, the hold at 65, and then your breakout, and you went to first resistance, and right now we're rejecting it. So usually for me, I want to see it hold at the open some prior resistance. That's not going to be the case up here at 80 bucks, 79 to 80 bucks. That's a big maybe here at 76. Like this high that just came back in the middle of October. We were just here a couple of weeks ago. So it already bounced once from here. I usually prefer these above the volume weighted average price, but PayPal, if it can't do some work going into the open, it's not going to be at any of those, above any of those support levels, whether it's a 79 or 76. So it's going to take some patience for me because I wasn't thinking short on PayPal today. I'm looking to engage in a long, and it might be a very quick test off 76. Certainly if it double bottoms and starts trending off of VWAP, that's one thing I'm going to join for sure if I start seeing it hold above the volume weighted average price, because 79 is a level on the daily anyway. It's just, it gave you your technical move, and it's been trend down for the last hour or so.
I have a bid at 73 here, which is way down. I mean, that's like yesterday's top. So yesterday's top was 72 bucks. I just want to see it come back in. It's obviously right now down $6 immediately there. And it's not like we're seeing anything. I mean, the numbers were good. So it's right at the 200 period moving average. I was initially going to put down 200 period moving average because we've seen earnings plays hit these levels and be actionable. So we're down here at $76 again. And yeah, is that an actionable level? Yeah, it's kind of like right where this breakout is. So I think there's going to be decisions to be made, right? I mean, if you swang on PayPal, hopefully you're able to get something out near the top as we broke through, and that little top right there was $81 back in July, right? So it's not like that was a hard one to sort of nail. But now that we have nailed that and it's come back in, I feel like maybe that's the top for now, and we do fade back just a little bit here. I'm looking for 73. I'm bidding 73 now. I'll take a 72 if we can grab that, and that's pretty much the bottom for me. Like if we break below that, then obviously the report is not what we thought it was, and PayPal will continue to make lows of the day. But yeah, great report, up 9%. I think that's better than most of us expected. Therefore, PayPal, they outpaced their expectation. So I like the long, just a matter of finding out where on PYPL. They got the collab with OpenAI, they collabed with Google. Like when we got that story a couple weeks ago down here, that's when we slapped a buy on it. You know, and now it's all the way up here. So those of you that bought at 66, 67, 68 bucks, great on you. And that was a good play. And now you're getting rewarded. So I think that was just a little bit of profit taking there on an unexpected number. So we'll see if it can bounce off here. 76, temporary. If we break that, we go lower. We'll have to wait and be patient for 73, 72, 73. But yeah, it looks like a short to me right now. But the 200 period could hold. So 76 bucks. Let's see the actionable there. And then we'll get on that. So I'm bidding right now 73.
All right, still reading a couple of these headlines still coming across. Nothing we haven't heard yet before, again, with OpenAI and Microsoft. Amazon, next up here this morning, trying to bounce here with the overall market right now. Just take 227, worth noting on the downside there, but plans to cut 14,000 jobs, offer 90-day internal job search window for most impacted employees. Again, this all comes back to the AI effect once again.
It does, Brendo, and it's specifically AI for corporate now. We're not even talking about robotics because we're not talking about the warehouse. So sadly, Amazon plans to lay off about 14,000 corporate and tech employees. This is their biggest corporate downsizing ever, and it's part of CEO Andy Jassy's ongoing cost-cutting campaign, which began back in 22. Already eliminated 27,000 jobs, Brendo. Quote, the company said to flatten its bureaucracy and reallocate resources to high growth areas. Sources told Reuters as well that the total number of layoffs could even double to 30,000 employees once the full restructuring is complete. CEO Andy Jassy reiterated that AI will reduce the need for traditional roles while creating, of course, new opportunities and product development in other areas. But we should mention that they employ about 1.54 million people worldwide. They are the U.S. second largest employer, and these layoffs are about 4% of their corporate workforce.
Yeah, so I mean, not nothing, obviously, for anyone losing their job, but good to see they're trying at least to give them an opportunity elsewhere. Oracle, it's worth noting, did pop up on that Microsoft note with OpenAI as well. So Oracle, guys, getting a little bit of volume right now.
Oracle, Nvidia, like both pumping there. Like it's just, the winners keep winning. Unfortunately, not Amazon. This is the second time we've heard cuts and cost cutting and falling on that news. I want this to be breaking 230. I just, you know, it would be nice, but you have another day and another, I guess, disappointing move off of this high 220s area, unfortunately, because, you know, yesterday was a absolute fail in terms of breaking out. Didn't really trade it because, look, it hasn't set up in a bull run to be breaking 230. And again today, as it loses 228, it's not looking like that's going to be likely. So Amazon's going to end up a pass for me until it looks stronger going into the 230 area. You've already got the earnings bounce, earnings level bounce, and there's just been no follow through yet. I think it can happen, but you're running out of time for it to happen before earnings, unfortunately. So yeah, this one's a pass for me unless we get something a little more spectacular. See the market bouncing, and you know, Nasdaq's going because Microsoft and Nvidia and Oracle and all these names are running, and Amazon is kind of sitting here slowly pulling back. So this one's a pass for me, at least today.
Yeah, this high on Amazon. Look, Amazon's an AWS story, and that's it. So anything else, I don't really care that much about. We saw the huge move in Microsoft on AWS, like on their Azure, on their cloud, and that's AWS for Amazon. So we're just going to wait to hear about their report. I think it's Thursday or so. If they beat on their AWS number, I think 20% growth is what we're looking for over there in their cloud, then you're going to take out this high. It's just that simple, 243. So Amazon's going to break 243 if they come up with a good report. I think it's worth waiting for that. If they miss that 20% number, then you're going to fall back into the 200 period moving average, and you may even get lower. On that, retail's not great, not a great business. I don't know how good streaming's going for them. I know they have a few shows. We'll hear them talk about that. And then some other areas that they're in, right? Let's see if Zoox gets going at all. Jassy, I don't know how good of a job he's doing. I mean, the stock is almost at all-time highs. So it's just one of those names with the Mag 7, continues to work out. And Amazon, I like the stock, but I only like it for AWS. And we'll have to wait to see if they can take that level out despite having multiple packages delivered per day to my house. Like yesterday, I just got light bulbs. You know, the bulbs outside of my, one of the lamps, outdoor lamps, whatever, blew. So I had to get new light bulbs, and I just went on Amazon and picked them up. So.
You should get the colored one.
For outside? Maybe for Halloween it might be.
Yeah, we do we have one that, it's like it changes color for the front door.
Yes,
so like right now, usually,
you could change the color. That's actually not a bad idea.
It would usually be orange for Halloween, but it's been blue since the playoffs started for the Jays. So.
You know, yeah, the colored ones are actually pretty fun.
Yeah, you just control it with a remote, and look, we got it off Amazon.
Yeah, and then you can put it on for Halloween. You put it orange or whatever.
It's great. Then you're not really changing it for the season.
Yeah, and you can change it for Christmas.
Yeah. Anyway, it's worth a thought. I mean, you're ordering them anyway, so just have a look.
Yeah, I actually don't mind that. I might take mine back.
Or you could get it delivered by UPS.
Yeah, I mean, if Amazon has any problems, I guess they can hire UPS to deliver instead of these guys driving around white vans everywhere. All right, let's go find out about UPS.
All right, there's still headlines coming across, guys, as far as this Microsoft and OpenAI deal is concerned, so it could be moving around. It's worth noting PayPal's earnings call is on right now. So some comments coming through from the earnings call, if anybody's still watching PYPL. Let's talk UPS. 109, I guess, was the high there on the initial move off the report, struggling at $100 currently, despite a beat here. Nice report for UPS.
Yeah, it was a good report, Brendo. Q3 EPS, $1.74, crushing the 130 expected by the street. Revenue, $21.41 billion, again, easily beating the 20.83, a solid beat on the top and bottom line. Shares do remain down, though, 28% year to date, despite the move up. And UPS, their move here, their strategy is aggressively raising prices, cutting costs, and focusing on what they're calling high margin shipments after a challenging year. Part of that move into higher margin is deliberately reducing the Amazon-related volume to preserve that profitability. With respect to the holiday season, Brendo, they're projecting Q4 revenue to come in $24 billion, well ahead of what analysts are expecting. And they're saying the holiday shipping and return window, which is typically November to January, typically doubles their daily package volume. They're looking for that to actually be a little bit higher this year.
Yeah, $20 and change dollar move there initially for UPS. It's worth noting this Microsoft OpenAI deal is not a short-term thing. It's through to 2030, it looks like. So Microsoft keeps IP rights over OpenAI's research either until AGI is achieved or 2030. So multiple year deal here between the two guys.
Very interesting.
Yeah, Microsoft right now, pull back a little bit, but it's just a rocket ship. And look, EPS, I think we sort of already went over this. This needs to close above $100. I'm going to try, to me, it's that simple. And if it doesn't, I think at least a minor gap fill seems like it's going to be the case. You can already see the battle that is forming at $100 in UPS for the last hour. From 8 o'clock to now, it's well over an hour actually. Like you've been down $1, you've been up $1, but all roads have led to $100. So I think this is probably a level you can play off of in either direction. For me, this is not a stock that I plan on trading, but yeah, you could do worse than breaking away from this price in either direction. I think you get 4 or 5. You might be able to get 4 or 5 bucks out of it. The only issue I would have is like the spread at the open. Could be one of those names that just opens up a little bit too much. Before we jump back, so I know we got to talk about tech and Nvidia. I just want to quickly throw up, it's already 9:20, so I want to make sure there's no imbalances out there early. So pretty much nothing, but I just wanted to keep an eye on these, given that there are some small cappers running around and sometimes they will pop up and we want to be aware of them. But like Microsoft, we're going to come, like tech incoming. All of a sudden, it's a Microsoft story, and we can lump it all in. But let's go talk about it. We've got to talk about Nvidia. We've got to be able to talk about Microsoft here. The Nasdaq at all-time highs. It's unbelievable. Like I said, UPS, you can key off that 100 level, but there's a wealth of names in tech, and you almost have to just pick your poison today, boys.
Even more coming through. It's nonstop. Microsoft now, or this Microsoft OpenAI tie-up, there are apparently some IP rights that extend even beyond when AGI is achieved, or 2032, they're saying as well. So some of the IP rights. Let's talk about Microsoft. Let's talk about tech, because coming up after the close tomorrow, we get Google, we get Meta, and we get Microsoft. So one of many very long versions of this headline here this morning between OpenAI and Microsoft.
Yeah, with Meta, Brendo, I want to hear specifically about CapEx, right? We've been hearing so much about capital expenditures, whether he's hiring people, buying data centers, buying chips. Well, I didn't mean buying people, hiring people. So I'd like to see more about that. A lot of new products as well from their new product side. So that's going to be of interest to me. Google, we want to hear really more about the move now past the antitrust lawsuit, what they're going to do with their products now that that cap's been lifted. So big earnings report tomorrow. We'll keep an eye out on everything.
It's worth noting Google is actually downside on this Microsoft OpenAI headline currently. So what's positive for Microsoft, guys, a little bit negative here on Alphabet's end of this table.
If you look at like the big 3 cloud guys, it's like a Microsoft up, the other 2 down. So sometimes you just get it's like they just pass the baton around, and Microsoft seems like it's the one that's going to be carrying it, at least in the short run. Now, obviously, we had also mentioned, we've gone over Microsoft a little bit here. Oracle pulling back into said volume weighted average price. This is a key level here. Yesterday, Oracle got dumped. And today it's pumping because obviously why not? 280. Like the 283 area, maybe even a little bit higher than that, looking like it's going to be the key support for Oracle. But I mean, the next one on the list is the tech name that I have on my mind, and that's going to be Nvidia, at least to the long side. But I have to. There was a headline with SMCI there and involving Micron and Intel. Ended up being a bit of a nothing burger, so I'm not going to let it change my thoughts on Intel today, even though there was a very, very small headline. It's just an obvious pivot at that 40 level. I was too early trying to catch the reversion on Intel. The shorts worked on VWAP and the shorts worked after the fact, but it was a rocket and then a clean trend break on the stock, and should have maybe waited a little bit more patiently for it. I'm thinking the same thing again today. You've already seen it put in some lower highs at that 40 level. That 40 is obviously the first place I'll look, but also that 40.5 here on Intel. Despite that SMCI news, don't care too much because SMCI just came right back on it. But Nvidia, we'll talk about that one after, or leave it for last. But that's actually the chip name that's also on my mind in addition to Intel.
Yeah, a name that I've been talking about for a while is Marvell, and this was a good recent buy that we had made down there when they missed on their last earnings report. Now Marvell had it dip down into the 200 period moving average. It really absorbed that $80. You know, making semiconductors for all these chips. Like, if this is going to be a thing, Marvell's going to continue to win. So it's sort of like in a little bit of an undercover play. That's not that undercover anymore. But I think this one continues to work, man, breaking through this $90. So we'll see if a $90 level means anything for Marvell today. I like this stock for the long, for sure. And then, you know, there hasn't been too many better tech names than Palantir over the last couple of years, for sure, and let alone recently, as right now we are right here again for Palantir. So bye-bye all-time highs again, and you're now going to trade above or in and around this 190 marker for Palantir. So let's just see if it takes out that level from yesterday, 192.50. It did have a downside swing there yesterday, so I'm actually looking to fade Palantir if we can get back up into this area between 192 to 192.50. Not immediately, like if the market rips and we see what it did yesterday. I mean, the Nasdaq yesterday was up 1.8%. The Nasdaq was yesterday. If you see what the sort of, I use the Qs always to trade, as you guys know, the TQs. So if you look at what it did yesterday, this is kind of just its trajectory all day, its trajectory, and then it closes at the top. So I feel like it's a little risky right now to deal with too many shorts, but we'll judge this kind of momentum, right? I didn't short the Qs yesterday, but if I see something like this early between 9:30 and 10, where it seems like it can't get going, I may flip over to short today, just because of the way the Nasdaq's been going. And then I could see some traders trying to get out of some of maybe their hedge positions in the index, or even just in some of these big Nasdaq names before major earnings hits tonight, tomorrow, Thursday. So, and then all into next week. I don't know. I'm a little bit iffy on the short initially, but I do like Palantir's levels up there at 192 to 192.50. So it's this area there for me on Palantir for the short. The other short idea I have was AMD. So I have the Qs short. You can go find the key levels there on the sticky note, and I have AMD on here as well, on X or on Instagram soon. But AMD, I just said, let's fade this 260 mark. This is the one that's probably going to get hit immediately. And it was just like yesterday. We had all that good news, you know, with the government and the quantum and IBM and all this kind of stuff. And even then, in the last little while, we've had a couple problems trying to get through this 260 mark. So let's just see if AMD really wants to do that. It's been such an epic run, and it's been huge. But maybe there is some time for some pullback as we wait to see where the winds are coming from on this name moving forward. I mean, they've had a huge windfall over the last week of news. So let's see if AMD wants to pull back in as well. So I'm looking for 260 short. You can go find it all here, and the key levels for the Qs. And then I should have added Palantir to it, but only 3 minutes now till open. So I like the short in AMD, man. It's already down 0.5%.
Nvidia super strong on the other end of the spectrum here, trying to hold right at highs, essentially. Not a heck of a lot Nvidia specific other than it being super strong today. Worth noting, that's coming up tomorrow, Wednesday, along with the Fed. Jensen's going to be in Washington.
Yeah, Brendo, that's going to be big. Obviously looking to, get some regulatory hurdles taken care of. But really, it's going to come down to China revenue. It looks like Nvidia is seeking $50 billion in China market sales and R&D funding. The issue is, though, not really Washington anymore. Of course, there's still restrictions on the B200 as well as other chips. But really, it's going to be convincing the Chinese to allow their companies or stop dissuading their tech companies from buying these Nvidia chips. As we know with the H20, Brendo, that was obviously being targeted by the regulator. And the B30A, which was supposed to be a new China-specific chip based on Blackwell architecture, they were supposed to deliver a sample of that to Chinese companies at the end of September. That didn't happen because of the ongoing issues. Let's see what happens.
Let's see if we get an update on all of that. Remember, SoFi, one of the ones we got this morning, back to the, well, I mean, it's trying to bounce right now back above 31. It was grinding lower there, but better than expected report for SoFi as well, guys. Yeah,
it's better than expected report, and it's 928, so we didn't get anything big on the imbalances. That ASST is a small sell, 340,000 shares. To the sell side, that won't cut it for a $2 stock. Look, Nvidia, let's look at the prior highs. 190, I'm going to call it 191.5 because it's right into 191.5 to 191.75. And I'm just going to try to eke, we have a minute to go. I don't have to rush too much. Tesla has had good day, bad day, good day. And we saw what happened after the good day, the fail break of the prior high. So if we If we get up to that 460 and put a topping tail candle in, then this is one I want to reverse over there on Tesla. I know it was a rocket ship, certainly, and in the way that it sold off also in the afternoon, also a big deal to me over there. So, yeah, looking for that false break reversal. We already mentioned Intel. Just going to check back in on PayPal's still hanging right around that 76. I mean, if it can't hold on to that level, it's almost like a lookout below situation for them. And undercover, Beyond Meat is trying to bounce. The first place I'm looking to fade is going to be yesterday's double top. If it breaks that, then I wait very patiently for 250. About every quarter or so, I look for a mean reversion trade and just try to pick my spot and look for the fade trade. Did have to pay for locates on Beyond Meat, but that's pretty normal over there. So I think the first thing I'm going to be looking at is going to be Nvidia off of the open. As we ring the bell, it's going to be a busy day. We have a lot of names that reported and gapped up that we didn't even get to. We got BCEE, which is also moving around here in small cap land. So let's ring that opening bell.
All right, there it is, man. The bell is rung, and we are now open. So let's go have a quick little look here. Nasdaq starting to pump up right away immediately. Again, as we wait to see what AMD is going to do, bouncing around right now. We didn't have SoFi on our coverage board there, but we do have SoFi earnings, and they're not doing too much. It goes up to 31.50 right there, and now pulling back in just a little bit. It's probably, the Nasdaq is probably led by Softy. Well, yeah, I mean, initially, yes. But there it goes right now, 555. The recent high, 557. We'll see if that gets taken out as well. I'm still looking for something to come in for me. I was waiting for PayPal to dump. It's not really. It does flush to 74.50. We're at 73 even. So if that happens, good for us. And then SoFi now is starting to come in a little bit, but I don't have a trade on board yet. So we have to wait to see where all these markets take us here today. SoFi dancing. I'm waiting for that one. I like the opportunity potentially here on SoFi. So. But yeah, I don't have nothing for me.
PayPal's headed lower through 75, okay, going even lower as we speak. Looks like no pop on Tesla. Wow, okay, Tesla took it seriously, the whole red day thing, as it just ticked red for a split second before bouncing just a tiny bit here. Yeah, Tesla taking it on the chin so far. Tesla. Still like, I'm just going to quickly go over to Intel, which is popping. So just like yesterday, I was too early on Intel yesterday. Eventually, again, it was positive shorting it, but I was too early on the initial move. So got to be able to be patient with it. That high or a trend break is the play for me, trying to fade this. The market's absolutely blasting.
Yeah, we just took $1 short on our posted AMD fill. So we took AMD short. We're short right now at 259.07. There's the fill right down there at 258.20. Sorry, we didn't get 258. We're at 258 flat. It went only down as far as tens. So here it comes right now, trying to get into that dollar member. But it's just blasting around right now. I mean, be very, very patient with these plays, I feel like. SoFi is coming in right now. We should be able to get long on SoFi at some point.
What the?
I thought I was bidding SoFi down here at $30, but I should be, so let's do that right now. Okay, now we're long SoFi in and around $30. This is a level that we liked, so we're in it. We posted this up on our board, so yeah, let's take SoFi here, get something out. Yes, SoFi. Yes, SoFi. Yes, SoFi. Nice little out there, but who knows from here where we go. So far so good there. Short 70 cents in the money on AMD. We'll see if that can hold, and then SoFi right now blasting back there to the upside. We'll go 2 for 2 early, but watch out for that 30 break on SOFI. Wow, good trade. That's way up. Did you get that? Did you get SoFi long down there?
No. I'm on Intel and PayPal. Those are two that I'm watching very well, and Nvidia, but Nvidia is pretty much gone. So just watching tape on Intel as it goes right into the place that it curled last time. Last time meaning obviously yesterday, which is the 40. So I'm gonna try to get this to, I mean, whatever, it's gonna go where it's gonna go. I'm not getting it to go anywhere down into the 40 level. Oh, it just immediately popped. See the bid just jump in there? Like we were just getting filled down around support at that 20 level, and then it popped right back up. So the reversion's still gonna be able to play. Every time we get some, I'm gonna try and get a little bit more higher. And then PayPal, that's the other name that we're watching. See the 75 hold? Big time bottoming tail candle here on SoFi. Sorry, PayPal at the open. You were just talking about SoFi, so it's a bit on my brain there for a minute. That 75 level. It's not 76, which I like, but that is too big of a candle to ignore. Going to allow it to try to close above 75 on this candle. and then see if there's a relief rally coming in, and while simultaneously looking for that reload on Intel, which has not yet come for me.
All right, we hit AMD. I mean, we talked about this 260. It came right in. My out is 260.50, so if it breaks that, then we are out of AMD. But we got a good short on right now, I think, anyways. Let's give it a second to see if it can breathe here. But I do like this SoFi short, or sorry, this AMD short. We are SoFi long, and SoFi's so good on that trade. But we have to wait to see where it's going to go because we don't want to get out too many shares here just in case it is a blast, right? AMD, remember where our stop is. If this takes out 260.30, then we're out. I mean, the market's fading here, so I am surprised that this is going upside. And hey, if we're wrong, you know, I thought that there could be some momentum coming out of AMD. It looks like it's not. So oops, all right, why that should come out. Oh no, sorry, 75 cents. So it's going to come out soon.
That was the same time.
Yeah, 260.50 was our out there, but I was going to give it a couple more pennies, so I'm going to give it up to 75, and there it goes, right there on the outside of SoFi. I only got out of 75.
These are the same chart
of Intel. Sorry, Intel and AMD. I mean the
market we can't do a side by side, can we? Because they both went into yesterday's high.
Yeah.
Initial pop and drop back in, the reload in front of the high. It didn't break the high yet, but I did have my stop at just above the 50 level, and we'll wait. Again, I said I was early last time, so I am willing to get out and wait for the bigger opportunity, which I think can be incoming. All right, there's PayPal holding. So PayPal has now, oh, we can do that shot. Thank you very much for that. I didn't even realize we could do that. Yeah, well, I'm not looking at that chart anymore, but it's good to know that we can pull that off because I think that was interesting to be able to see that not all stocks are looking exactly the same, but Nvidia's chart, AMD's chart,
SoFi broke,
and Intel's chart all looking pretty much identical. But there is your hold of 75 on PayPal. I don't want to wait for this to break back above 76 if I don't have to, because this bottoming tail candle, I'm going to put my stop underneath the prior bar low and see if we can't get long. A little bit of a relief rally happening in PayPal. Oh, there's a turn on Intel. Intel just broke trend.
Yeah, we actually got taken out of SoFi as it broke through 30 bucks. So I'm going to put 29.89 and give it one more shot there on this one because the market did make moves down there.
Oh, big time.
So, you know, we only got out of 75% of our AMD trade, so we still have some on board here. We can turn this into a profitable trade, but maybe not SoFi. SoFi we just got stopped out there and it goes to 85s there as well. So we're going to wait to see if that can hold. 29.84 is the most recent low. I'm going to put that as my stop, 29.84. If we break below that, let's give this one a little bit of love here on SOFI. So that's going to be a play there. You're already, you were on PayPal there.
Well, I never actually got in.
Oh, you didn't get in. Okay, so I'm looking at that name as well. So there goes SoFi now, a little bit back in. We're going to be up on SoFi, obviously, because, you know, we're cashing the winners, but at the end of the day, I'm still thinking a lot more than where we can go from here. 30 cents in the money now on AMD. Yeah, go.
Intel, well, I said I'm determined not to be too early, and I am now the top wick on Intel. So we'll try not to FOMO chasing this move down. Tried to catch that curl. Obviously, you can see I did not get it, but that's just how it's going to be sometimes. So got to move on to the next. As PayPal is still running. All right, 76 is a level I like. So if I'm not playing it off 75, I'm going to try to join it here off 76. And again, giving it to the prior bars for the first time today, we're going to go up to the desk for an update from Adara.
Yeah, no news here, though. It is interesting. I saw at one point today Apple reaching a $4 trillion market cap for the first time ever. But I want to talk about a different Meg 7 name, which also reports this week, Microsoft. Just a reminder, guys, in case you missed it on MSFT, we had this big spike to the upside after OpenAI completed its restructure and Microsoft was solidified as a major shareholder in OpenAI. Through that whole ordeal, we know this was something we were waiting to hear a little bit more about with regards to Microsoft and OpenAI. Now, I just want to let you guys know the stock pulling back a bit here, but in case you missed it in MSFT, that was the news. Back to you.
All right, we're now really long on.
Whoa, you good?
Yeah, I mean, well, no, obviously not.
No. Okay, I'll take.
What am I supposed to do?
Somebody probably just.
Rob.
We'll go get Randy or Rob. So quick move here on PayPal. It did manage to break through that 76. Just tagged 77 and pull back. So we took a quick ring the register. I did have to chase a little bit because I didn't get that 75, but I'm targeting about 78.5 into 79. as that prior resistance. So hopefully this one's going to hold out. I will kick myself over that Intel short. That's just, you know, it's just, it is what it is. I made the top, and I have to look for the next opportunity in here on Intel. It's very likely, if it gets back up to the high, I'll try to short that, but otherwise I'll look to the volume weighted average price. The market is still flying around here, and this one headed to the downside. Nvidia, how have we not even talked about Nvidia? Okay, let me just cancel that bid, don't need it. As Nvidia is starting to drip a little bit back into its volume weighted average price. But that's not the thing that's coming up next. It is T to the S to the L to the A. Tesla was an absolute ramp job yesterday. Going into that 460, this is the spot. I said if it fail breaks this open, if I see a topping tail candle, I'm going to look for a quick reversal over here on Tesla, as this stock is going absolutely ham once again. So yeah, another day, and Tesla looking like it's trying to carry the market. I don't know if it's going to be able to do that with Nvidia pulling back, with a bit of a topping tail forming on this Nasdaq here. Got to be very, very patient. PayPal, I think it can buck the trend a little bit just because it had the earnings, but you got to be careful. This candle here on the Nasdaq closes underneath. We'll have ramp, red, topping tail, and then I think we'd revisit 26,000 and that volume weighted average price. So let's be real. Was it just the monitors or the PC as well? Yeah, so we just be patient. Like Sean having some PC issues with like power and whatnot. I know you have stops on your positions. SoFi did run a 1.5 in the money. It's right back into the 30. I'm on it as well because I missed SoFi at 30 myself. I was trading Intel at the time, which was a bit of a mistake. But you can see this double bottom forming. So I'm just in PayPal, patient here for Tesla for it to get to that 460. And if we can hold that 30 level, I'm going to jump in to SoFi myself. And Intel's starting to bounce as well. So we'll see what the next trade might be, but it might actually not be PayPal if it can't hold on to this little bit of a low. Please, I want to give a reminder to everybody, when you're typing symbols in the chat, if you do us a big solid, first of all, to be in the chat, you've got to hit the subscribe button. So hit the subscribe button, jump in there. VSEE has been #1 here, and then SoFi #2, and then Wolf. Hit $, or type $, not hit it. You can if you want to, but I'd type it because you don't want to break your keyboard. Type $, and then whatever symbol you're looking at. I know we haven't really talked too much about some of the small cappers running. The only one I had on my mind was actually Beyond Meat this morning, but we'll get to them as soon as we can. But a lot of crazy action off the open in terms of volatility in so many of the names that reported. But we'll make sure we cover everything we can for you. So I just jumped into SoFi, PayPal holding at least for now, and no Tesla 460 yet for Tesla, but it's only $1 away, everybody.
So what did SoFi?
It bounced to 30.5 and then came back.
Oh, went to 30.5. Yeah, okay. So my position that I'm stuck in a little bit here is AMD. Right now. So AMD we're short right here near the highs. SoFi just got taken out. What am I supposed to do? I can't get out of the position if I'm not connected to the internet or my computer's not turned on. So yeah, we went long. We would have got some out, but SoFi unfortunately downside. Whatever, it is what it is.
Tesla
at this
460.
point. And then, yeah, Tesla 460. I'm seeing that right now as well. But AMD is what we got to worry about. Just ran the top one more time, AMD. But yeah, go over to Neil. I'm not set up yet.
Apparently we're going to Adara right now. News.
Yeah, I want to address UNH here. United Health, one of the many, many earnings names we had on watch. Now, this name double beat. They've raised their fiscal 2025 GAAP EPS guidance. Now it is above estimates. But either way, United Health giving up significant pushes up here. We are already down well over $10 here from that push to the upside initially. So going from green to red this morning on earnings is UNH. I want to let you guys know as well, at 10 a.m., looks like we are going to be getting that Richmond Fed Composite Index. I'll be delivering that for you guys. Back to you.
And just got disconnected in the back.
Love some UNH there, but if you love some Tesla, it is still powering through 460. There's still, look, there's 461, so it doesn't look like this is going to fail break that 460. I'm still going to have close eyes on it. Oh, come on, PayPal. You can do better than that. You can do better than that, PayPal. So if we get any kind of a whoosh back down, I'm just looking for the curl on Tesla. I don't want to be chasing this. If it blows it out today, then pie in my face. All right, just going to move on to something because this is not not making the move that I want over there on Tesla, and I don't have to force it. But second leg coming in here on PayPal. The target right now is about 78.5 here, a bust through VWAP, but it's got to take out this lower high. I think it can spike through VWAP and get you 30, 40 cents above the volume weighted average price. But with the market going, it's kind of put up or shut up time, I think, here for PayPal.
All right, we're sort of back now. We're just licking our wounds a little bit from that SoFi trade, but at the end of the day, it's fine. All right, so that's what you have to do. Sometimes you get that little bit of a power problem there, and I guess some of the cables in the back with all this.
Well,
like Neil and I
hit something.
Yeah, so Neil and I literally have like no room in the back, and I feel like that's probably what wound up happening, and that's fine. We're going through things here, but there goes SoFi, right? I mean, I'm okay with it. We didn't actually. We'll be down on SoFi, but barely. Not even a cup of depends where you get your coffee from, but about a cup of coffee or so down on SoFi today, as that's making new lows. So we'll have to watch out. I mean,
Lisa Su's on CNBC.
Lisa Su's on CNBC. Okay, well, I'm short her company. Never good when the CEO is pumping their stock. Yeah, so we'll wait to see what happens here with Advanced Micro Devices. Top tick out, I think, is what we have to deal with right now, 261.60. So I don't want this to run the top, but hey, man, if it does, it does. I'll get out at 75% is what we did the first time, and that actually worked for us. So let's wait. We are getting out a little bit more. We're actually, if I can get out, I'm bidding in the 30s. Let me put something again here in the 50s. As I don't know, like if she's on CNBC, that's not a good thing for me. So we'll wait for AMD to settle down a little bit, but looks like it's going to take out the top. I'm not going to average in when CEO is speaking, so we're going to wait on what there it is. We're still waiting for 50s. See if we get something in the 50s here on AMD. The market has no problem going down now, though, Neil. So I hope your short on Intel is paying off.
I just hopped back into it. For the first time since we got out, but obviously for the first time since we got out, but it's actually Tesla that's also on my mind here. Tesla. All right. Tesla just popped back through that 460 level. Again, sometimes it hits 460 and breaks down. I throw the order through as it's breaking. You either get filled or you don't get filled. I'm trying to still get picked up on the way back up, but as you can see, I'm not filled there. I did just jump back in. Lower high came in on Tesla. Lower high came in on Intel. I'm going to be doing this all day, where it's like I have one stock in my mind, and I'll just say the wrong name. Sorry, guys. Lower high came in on Intel, so I shorted that candle. I want to stay net short as long as this holds
we were right
that
about
low.
The market.
So this just continues to head a little bit lower. And finally, I just got the fill there in Tesla, so we'll see if that one's be good. I'm going to get another bid in front of that. Like 39.8 is the prior high. That's where I want to get Intel to, and I'm going to be reloading in front of the lower high here. So the market trying to fade off of the top. I like Intel for the short in the chip space after yesterday's highs, and then I did get that fill pretty much at 460, just underneath it. I put like an 88 on, a little Eric Lindros action. Yeah, it's Lindros.
Yeah, 88 is the Lindros. Yeah, good one there. All right, so we were right about the market, I feel like, but they had a nice little bump up early, so that's the part that we're struggling with right now. I put down 117 short on the TQs. That's the 200 period moving average. It's going to take a minute to get there, but I like the trade. Okay, now we are net positive on the day. Wow, I don't have my stream deck open. What a tank here on AMD. It's the trade that we wanted. We did want the SoFi long. We took a bath on that, but I'm down 10% on SoFi. What I'm up unrealized right now on AMD. So that math works. Neil's more of a math guy.
Math is math.
But that is mathing right now. So we are down 10% on SoFi. What we're up right now on AMD. So it's going to be a good trade there to hold on to that short. We said we were going to be cautious of it because Lisa Su was talking, but it just came right there into VWAP again. So I'm going to take out one more piece, and then we'll wait to see. There it goes. You get a 90 there. Now we'll wait to see how low can she go. I mean, we had it written on here as our number one idea, and we're going to wait to see if it goes. My bad. Number one idea was Google on the long, and I don't think the long right now is going to work. We had Google written down 268. Okay. Just so we're going to go to Neil for a second. I just want to show everybody that we wrote down Google, and again, we're just a little flustered because of our system error there, but we wrote down Google 268 as our #1 idea. That's the bottom of the day right now for Google, but we are at 1.5 times. We're actually up more. Actually, we're close to what we were up yesterday right now, and it's an early take for us. So there it goes, man. Nice move down on AMD. It's continuing. Now we got the 50-period moving average on our spot here. So I'm going to get another bid out and then see if this one will work even lower here. AMD. I thought the froth could come out on this name, and it looks like it's doing it for me right now.
Yeah, great look, and just a great look also for any traders that are excited to trade leveraged ETFs and are in Canada. If you're sophisticated and you're on this stream, and then check out Beta Pro by Global X, Canada's largest provider of leveraged inverse and inverse leveraged ETFs, has just launched 6 new triple leverage ETFs offering 3 times bull and 3x bear exposure to the S&P TSX 60, semis, and U.S. Treasuries. And on top of that, they're offering a special fee rebate. Management fees are dropping to just 65 basis points until December 31st of this year. And on top of this, U.S.-focused strategies use currency hedging. So you get the potential for more pure performance and exposure. So if you are a tactical, sophisticated trader looking to amplify your performance, check out betapro.ca 3x daily to learn more. And speaking of moves, well, Tesla bounced off the volume-weighted average price and trailed me out there. So we got the quick 460 to 458 move on Tesla. So this time it does the reversion that we wanted. But PayPal, in the same moment, I slapped a trailing stop on PayPal when it didn't want to break the resistance, so I just kind of rang the register on PayPal. I might join this one because it's looking relatively strong if it can get above the volume-weighted average price, but it rejected underneath the volume-weighted average price, and I didn't get 75s, I was in at 76. So I'm not going to force the other dollar out of the move, so we're just into Intel. So far, so good, and I took an L on SoFi, but Tesla worked, PayPal worked, still looking for that next opportunity. And I see Disco in the chat saying, beyond LOL. Well, it's not going to be funny.
Is that 150? What is the price?
150.
Oh, it went the other way.
Well, I mean, give it a day or two, Sean.
I just thought that's what people were laughing at.
It's getting close to yesterday's highs, which is at 225. I'm looking for trend breaks only on this stock. So I think this is one that's going to be an opportunity for me. Right now, it's making a bit of a topping tail candle. So my next trade, very likely to be in said Beyond Meat.
For right now, I want to look at SoFi's PE because I was like, I want to buy some more SoFi down here, but it's going to adjust. I don't know how much lower it's going to get, but 50 to 60 right now on the PE is not a great level for SoFi. I mean, it's still expensive, obviously, but it's a growth name, so I don't want to judge a book too much by its cover there, but SoFi is, okay, first of all, AMD right now, for me, we are just like, right now on cloud 9 a little bit because we're able to get more shares, and actually being shut down there with my computer did cost me SoFi move up, but at the end of the day, we didn't get stopped out of our AMD, which was more important ultimately than SoFi, because as Neil said there, we had our stops on SoFi already set. So when that thing broke through 80s there again, we're able to just to get out of SoFi. Like if my computer was still down and we didn't have that stop, like how much more damage would that be, right? Probably more than double probably there. Well, we got out there at 78, yeah, so it would be double the hit, right? So that's why I always think it's important to trade with stops. And just like we trading with outs, you got to trade with outs both ways. So on AMD, I mean, that just comes right into the 50 period. You guys know I'm sitting there. Guess where else I'm sitting? Right here, 258.70. Hopefully we can get a price there. But right now, AMD just doing a little bit of a dance. And don't worry about that sawing noise in the background right now.
Everything is fine.
It's not annoying at all. There's nothing wrong with sawing noises. So if you do hear that in the background, we do apologize. I personally
love that sound.
It just means that Randy's not going to get us a coffee, Randy.
It's soothing.
Thank you, Russell. How's the sawing going over there, Russell? Some thumbs up there. Did you stay up for the Blue Jays game? Give me a thumbs up, Russ, or no? Yes, he did. Okay. We know that Russ is also a big fan. So it looks like Russ, Neil, myself, I think Randy got to bed. I'm pretty sure Joe got to bed. You got to the 12th. Okay. Joe, how about yourself? I got to the 9th. Yeah, Joe got to the 9th. Joe got to the 9th, and then He thought baseball just ends in the 9th, so it was
The
just like,
9th
oh, it's a
inning.
tie. So we'll just move on that one.
Come on,
it's
Joe.
interesting that they don't do the extra man on the base. I like that. I'm glad they don't.
Oh, if they did, I would lose my
Yeah,
ish.
because that would be.
That's
it's kind
not-
of like in hockey if all of a sudden overtime was just 3-on-3 in the playoffs or something like that. That would be. No, I know that's what I'm saying.
No,
that would
'cause-
be crazy if it
Yeah,
was.
because it skews. Yeah, that's not.
Yeah. All right. So right now, I know Neil's been on. You're not on it now, okay? But Neil's been on Tesla. Tesla 460, nice little drop down. I mean, look at the market. Look at the market, right? It's bleeding pretty good right now to the downside. We're only flat now on the ES, but it's the Nasdaq that's bouncing off VWAP. So it's looking a hell of a lot worse in the ES right now than anywhere else. And is that because it's a UPS problem? I don't know. Let's have a double check on UPS. They were nicely up, and now, yeah, they're fading out pretty good too. So the Dow, I think UPS is Dow name, right? So that's heading to the downside right there as well. And then not that SoFi is affecting the banks, but let's have a quick little look here at the banks. Now they're saying SoFi, what is that even? Right now up to 306. JP Morgan trying to work out. I'm trying to find a bottom here.
This stock won't bounce
on SoFi.
I know. I just thought I had it, and now I'm less convinced.
Well, I mean, it looks
because it's like 3 bars on the 3-minute. There that held at 29.20. I actually got it at 37, and then I added at 40. I think I got 44s there, and it was looking like it was about to break out. It just got to fill through the 50 level, and it's right back in low. So if it holds the low, I might get a little reload in front of this 29 quarter, 29.2, like whatever you want to call it. It's actually 29.20 or 19, I think is the actual bottom. And Intel got a reload, but I think. Oh, we did get a super chat. So I want to remind everybody, hit the like and the subscribe, but we did get a super chat. And we weren't able to cover, whoa, what just happened there? 2 things at once.
We got SoFi.
Yeah, we didn't get to cover Wayfair.
Oh.
Wayfair had just what everybody needed, but I have not looked at it. It still has everything that you need. Why? Because the short float is huge, and it doesn't have to make sense. It just has to make 21%
make dollars
to the upside. Squeeze play, Wayfair. This stock is up 5 times since April, 5x. Like, you think chip names are going? You think, like, Nvidia's strong and AMD's frothy? Wayfair, 5x from April. This is a squeeze, in my opinion, but that's just me. I would be all about ringing the register on Wayfair if I could. Come on, break these 50s, SoFi.
Yeah, we have SoFi long here at 37s as well, so it's a good trade so far, and there it goes. Nice upside take here for SoFi as we're ripping now northbound. And that's why I went over to SoFi, and then Neil was talking about it. I was just like, dude, I'm going to play it off of that bottom. I mean, that's why I called it up. I said we went to JP Morgan. I wanted to make sure what the other banks were doing. We found that bottom right there on SoFi, 29.20. So right now we're long, giving it 17 cents of room. We're now in the money 17 cents. So let's start to take some profit out. We did get some profit out as well there on AMD. When you get a chance, put that super chat on the screen there if you can, Andre, but no stress on that. This guy's doing everything over there. So that's for sure. Oh, it's just Wayfair? It might have been the other one. There it is. Coffee money. Let's go, Dodgers. We'll fire off the hot dogs. Go get some glizzies with that money. We will do that as well around here. Thank you so much, Day Trade LA. I mean, you got it in your name. You know, so we'll celebrate, man. I mean, it was a good game. It gave everybody, nervous nights around here.
I want the Jays to win, but the Dodgers have won.
Oh, wow, yeah, the Dodgers are a great team there. But I mean, it just goes, their salary is what, I think.
Show
we're
him how he's not human. He's not.
Well, he didn't really.
He's an alien.
We did walk him. He reached base 9 times.
I've never seen it.
And we walked it.
What was it? That has to be. It has to be a record.
I thought we had a thing.
That has to be a record.
It is a record. Yeah, to reach base 9 times. I mean, he reached base on his own basically 4 times, and then we walked him 5 times.
Okay, I'm like.
Okay, intentionally walked.
Why did we pick? Anyways.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing. Why did we do lots of things? Okay, right here. There it is. Look at that reload. All this Shohei talk.
Bad.
Meanwhile. I mean, I'm not making $700 million here. I wish I was. But there's a nice little move downside. I just use more shares, I guess.
He's only making 2.
Yeah, I know. He's all getting back paid like what I'm getting here. But there it goes. Nice move to the downside right now, 29.50. So there's the reload. I mean, can we do it any better? No. We waited for 261. It came all the way back up. In my opinion, that's close to a perfect trade for me. And SoFi, man, we only have a quarter left of SoFi. We got the price that we needed, right? It came right up there in the 70s. We took that out. We actually got a 69, a little cheeky fill there. So now we'll wait for that one, as we are now $1 in the money on the reload right now on AMD. We're just going to stick with what's been working, man, and hopefully that is advanced micro devices to the short side. And hey, man, if it takes out the top, it takes out the top. We've made money on the short to cover if that does blast through. TQs, I'm still waiting for 117 to break. I'm gonna cancel that order in case it happens out of the blue on me, because we'll be cheering the SoFi, the AMD short, if that is what winds up happening. But yeah, right now we're just gonna keep on watching out for these trades. I'm gonna take another short again, but if we blow through that top, this time I'm gonna wait for 25. So 261.25 for a bigger position to add into this trade, and then that will be it. So there, oh wow, that happened quickly. Okay, consumer confidence in less than 1 minute. SoFi's all the way to 75. Oh,
SoFi
boy.
just tagged 75. Three things at once. SoFi tagged 75. 30 is going to be a big level. Forget about VWAP for a second. I mean, I'm going to target that 30 level. I did get into Beyond Meat for the first time here today, and then Intel still hasn't broken the high of yesterday, but every time it makes a new high, I'm just jumping out of the short and waiting for the actual trend break to occur, which hasn't happened yet. We are going to go to Adair at 10 o'clock for wrapping. I believe we also have numbers, so come on, SoFi. All you got to do is get to...
bad numbers.
Just get to that 30 level there, SoFi. Let's go to Adair. We have economic data and...
Be horrible. Be horrible.
Happening now.
Not sure if we're going to get consumer confidence here, because I'm not seeing it on both, but either way, CB consumer confidence forecast 93.75, previous year 94.2. Now, the Richmond Fed index, here's the other one we're looking for, Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index, negative 17, was the previous print. Let's see what we ended up getting here, forecast negative 12. I'm not seeing either number, guys. I'll come circle back here and check at the end. In the meantime, let's talk here about this market, because, of course, the Nasdaq having a nice move here. A lot of these Mag 7s on watch, with both Microsoft and Apple joining the illustrious $4 trillion club for the first time ever as of today. Microsoft here with its own catalyst, basically trading higher after OpenAI announced their restructuring of their deal with Microsoft, said they're contracted to purchase an additional $250 billion worth of Azure's cloud computing services. So another big deal here for OpenAI and Microsoft. Then Nvidia on watch. NVDA CEO Jensen Huang set to make a keynote speech at the company's GTC Washington event today at 12 p.m. Eastern. Of course, I will be covering that for you guys. Trump also saying that he's going to be seeing NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang on Wednesday. Looks like we did get that CB consumer confidence print higher than expected, 94.6 versus the forecast of 93.75. That's also above the previous print of 94.2. And Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index, negative 4 versus the previous print of negative 17. So both of these numbers higher than expected here for CB consumer confidence and Richmond Fed Index. Back to you.
Yeah, so those numbers not, okay, there it goes, not bad, and we start to take out the top there. So wait, did that hit? That didn't hit 75s. Okay, we should be, I don't know why that triggered me there for AMD. That's a surprise. We're gonna average in a little bit more. I was waiting for 261.75. I don't know if we got a bad print up there or not. We'll get it back in a little bit, but hey, the short there, we were cashing out as it was happening because we kept on getting these fills. But right now it looks like the market, or at least the chip names, want to go high. Look, there it is. So now we will officially stop out, as there goes AMD right there to the upside. We put our hands up in the air because that's a big move right there, upside for advanced micro devices. Oh my God, right there.
They're moving in concert. Same move, just
futures doing nothing. Right there. It was a good thing we got SoFi.
I just got hit on the same time on Intel, breaking through that high of the day. But SoFi, just very quickly, Sean, SoFi, look at that 30 breakdown. So one thing's for sure, SoFi, if it gets above 30, it's going to fly 1% into the volume weighted average price. I'll give it one more chance to reload. And then at some point, you know, it needs, like I said, it needs to put up or shut up. We're trying to get to every name we can. Just before I get to that small capper, PayPal is now closing above the volume weighted average price for the first time. And it looks like it's on that journey. So I said if it got to VWAP, I'll try to re-engage it. Market looking a little bit weak, so I got to go with a relatively tight stop off the volume-weighted average price here. Let's go to Adair. We've got some breaking news.
We wrote down SoFi 73 on.
Yeah, take a look here at PANW, that is Palo Alto Networks. This one here going to be on watch, not moving too much here. We're going to be on watch here after announcing they've secured the AI agent revolution, I guess is the phrasing they're using, with the launch of their Prisma Airs 2.0. So again, PANW launching a project here called Prisma Airs 2.0. Again, they're saying that this will help them secure the AI agent revolution. If I get more details on this launch or what this product actually entails, I will let you know. But in the meantime, we're going to take a moment to thank our good friends at Origenics. Each year, 3.8 million concussions are reported in the U.S., yet there's still no FDA-approved treatment. NYSE-listed Origenics, OGEN, is changing that with its first-in-class intranasal drug designed for rapid brain access. With the concussion treatment market projected to reach $8.9 billion by 2027, Origenics is uniquely positioned to lead the way. Learn more and schedule a meeting today. Origenics, OGEN. Make sure to like and subscribe as we send you back to Neil and Sean.
Yeah, I don't have any idea what's going on here with AMD. I'm going to give it to two.
Well, look at us.
Oh, by the way, I wrote down PayPal 73. This is, I mean, we lost power. It doesn't matter. Well, I think we lost power in here anyways. But I wrote down 73 for PayPal. I was bidding 73 for PayPal, and that just didn't happen. It went to 73.50 there on PYPL. So we wind up missing on that one. So yeah, yuck on there. Yeah, one last try here for AMD. I mean, it is just off to the races. Huge upside play here. I don't know if the government's getting in right now or not, but this is a big move up there for Advanced Micro Devices. Just not doing what the market's doing, that's for sure. It's going oppo of that one.
Well, Nvidia is not even doing
I know, that's why I was gonna short Nvidia and just say be done with it, because it's not taking the same kind of action as Advanced Micro Devices, and we are underneath VWAP. So the only problem is what's the market gonna do? Because, you know, like shorting AMD is obviously gonna be a problem, and right now 264 for AMD. But this AMD right there underneath VWAP, at least you have your out at 194. So this one gives you a clean out. It's just, and it's one thing to have a clean out, it's one thing to be right. So, I mean, sure, you can have an out there, but how many shares do you put on? Because we're not really certain of, you know, the level and which way these chip names actually want to go.
So the strangest thing right now,
yeah, Microsoft,
is that Microsoft they're the ones with the big AI story from OpenAI, and the market is trend up from the open, that's the Nasdaq, higher highs and higher lows, and Microsoft is lower highs and lower lows because logic. So what you thought might be the driver of the market right now is absolutely not driving it. PayPal, okay, PayPal just, did it lose VWAP? Oh, I did say I would have a tight sell. Yeah, it lost VWAP by like a couple of ticks. And even if it didn't, I would have been out as it ticked a little bit lower. I'm going to try to keep this one close to the vest here because it's on now the trend line after the open. Why is that all the way over here? It just, there, I got to center it better. It just messes with my mind. So it's already breaking a trend line. So it had to be a very tight stop if I'm playing the buy into the trend line, because I would be shorting this if I was bearish at that level. If it can hold, I might take a breakout. It's still stair-stepping up, but the break of the trend line is enough to get me out of the second time through. Beyond Meat, I mean, you know, what can you say about this stock other than it's at VWAP because it did fall. Didn't get to 220, so I didn't get all in, and I didn't get a reload at 205. So next available pop, I'll probably try to short it into 210 or allow it to hold under the volume-weighted average price like yesterday. It could do a double top, in which case I'll try to get back in again, just looking for the same pattern that this thing did, flushing to the lows on Beyond Meat. I mean, it's not exactly the best stock in the world. We talked about this one unwinding, and it looks like it has. But we did do a little bit of a miss here. Usually by now, I would have gotten to the top names on the list for you guys. Now things have slowed down, like the stocks I'm in, I can kind of be patient with. Wolf is up 21% and showing absolutely no signs of slowing down. Can't really find anything that you don't like about this. It's upward trending on the daily. It broke out the highs on the daily. It's clearly got the squeeze going on here, and everything about it is bullish with no red candles on this 15 minutes. Since the open, there was one in the pre-market. And VSEE, that is the other small capper. This is halted on 150 million shares worth of volume. Unfortunately, it already made, well, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say it's already made its top, but I mean, to me, it's already made its top. I think it's very unlikely it gets this one back at this point. It's underneath the volume weighted average price. I'm sure even Sharif probably isn't going to be too excited about this. You can always keep eyes on it because the volume's fantastic, but this feels like it's on the back end, whereas Wolf is still grinding higher.
All right, yeah, you got to be hungry to trade that name. But here we go, like a wolf. But yeah, so we'll see if we we finally see if we get a pushback down here on AMD. We've just been covering, we're making money here on the name, and it's just we got blown out on that short rate here. But since then, it's been trying to make moves down. It's not breaking through 263.50, so my stop is at that 264 mark, and we're out if that happens. It's not breaking lower. I'm also bidding 30s, so if it does swoosh down, maybe we can get that bid, and then hopefully there's a continuation down through O's, and there it goes. Okay, so we get the 30s. So now hopefully there's a continuation as we finally break through 50. It was having a minute, see, and then it just gets right back up. It's just been having a minute right here. It doesn't want to go. So we keep on taking it out. We do have some good there. Okay, yes, we do get some refills on that trade. So now it's downside again here for advanced micro devices. We're back in the money on the trade. Wow, this stock is just very, very, it's not choppy. Well, it is choppy, but it's more the liquidity, like these vacuums that are here. It's pretty crazy. You can go up and down 50 cents here in just a blink of an eye. So let's wait. We are now $1 in the money, but we're not going to celebrate it because we need more than that, man. I mean, we got shut down, not shut down. We got stopped out of our trade there, and we want to get some money back. So we were short, a couple shorts in here today. Not trying to be stubborn with that, but congratulations on PayPal. I see some people in the chat talking about that name. That's a great little level there, down there in the 70s, mid to low 70s. So great trading on that one. My eyes are still, wow, good. Get down, AMD. My eyes, I mean, especially if this market goes. I actually don't mind the TQQ short right now either. But right now, there's another out for us on SoFi at 62. Just to give you guys an update, yeah, AMD. Just to give you guys an update, I only have 5% left right now of SoFi. So hopefully it comes back in. No, actually that's wrong. About 10% left. I didn't get my full position down here. So about 10% left on SoFi, which I'm going to reload, right? If it comes back into the 30s, we'll get some more SoFi. But for right now, it's hovering around here, and we wait to see how low can it go, man. Can AMD get somewhere back to this breakout spot of 262? I'm going to put a bid down there and close my eyes.
Can Tesla get the 480 is the other question.
Yes, it can.
Well, I mean, it's only at 462 right now. It was right about the 460 curl the first time, and thank goodness we didn't try this one a second time, as Tesla is like unabated to the quarterback. Like this is, I could use like some metaphors, but I don't think the Bills.
Seems like you just did, man. That was a good one.
Nah, I was gonna make a dig at some teams in the division, but the Bills aren't leading the division, so I won't. Tesla is trying to break. I know 480 is a good level on the chart, but really where it is right here, 464 to 465, that could be the next available push before you even think about that 40. So big power move over there on Tesla. PayPal, everybody, it's still trying. I might have slipped out a little bit too early on PayPal of that secondary long. We'll see. It's holding on to the volume weighted average price. Let me just I'm getting rid of that trend line for myself because I think I should just be keying off of VWAP here and giving it a little bit more room. So if I can get filled just underneath 78, I think I rejoin this one and just hold it a little bit more underneath the volume weighted average price. The only thing concerning me is the market is trying to dip here, but PayPal, look, it's got a lot of things going for it. It's the OpenAI story. It's the double beat. It's the technical breakout as well. So everything about this does look relatively strong. You just have to be worried about the market breaking trend. You got the Nasdaq you bounced off VWAP.
We're short the
But
Nasdaq.
Since the open, it is breaking the trend right here, right now. So I mean, I don't think cares about it, but I was able to get back into Intel for the short because this is the one. So you can just do what it did yesterday. It's right at some of those highs, up 3%, no particular story. Just had a massive topping tail candle, and then finally broke the trend line right in here. So there's your trend line break. If it gets over 41, to me, it's regaining the trend line and I get out. If it closes underneath, it's an add and hold to the volume weighted average price. So yeah, I agree with you. Eggplant in the chat just said PayPal is a buy.
Eggplant.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I find, look, if you're creative with your name, then I feel like it's just it's going to stand out. And then I'll look up and you see eggplant, and it's like, how do you not answer the question? I love eggplant. Also delicious, by the way.
Yeah, I like it. Eggplant Parmesan. Okay, so we did get
yes.
We did get loaded there. Not loaded. We got some more shares. I'm not layering into this one until we get a little bit lower. I like to try the low of the day. Like I'm going to try 29.15s. I want actually to break it, and then we'll see if we can get something a little bit better than where we are now. Yeah, and then get out if it breaks down below 29. So let's put that stop in right now, 28.99. If it breaks that, we're going to get out, but I think we're, oh, do I already have that out? Because it just triggered again. Okay, I'm going to change that because I got to put that trigger back in. 28. We can't have two stops the same way on the same stock. So I changed my stop. My initial stop was down here, break of the low. But now that we're seeing this action, let's see if it bounces around a little bit and give it just a little bit more room down into 29. That's what I'm thinking. So that's what I'm doing. New position alert. I mean, the first time we've shorted the futures here today is right now. What is? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see if it wants to bounce around here a little bit. I'm going to use this top as our potential spot out. It's around 10.13 now. All the economic numbers are out, and we'll just wait. I'm trying to get more at 99 right now on this TQQ short. I think patience will play once again here today as these names still trying to figure themselves out. We can go over to some different areas. SMR, what a great miss that was at $33. Now that's up 9% and still going higher right now. As you know what, these deals with Qualcomm, AMD, Nvidia, Microsoft and Azure, Microsoft and OpenAI, all these deals are just really creating, oh, there goes AMD, by the way. Okay, that just ran the top. Basically, it just went up $1 in 1 minute. So there goes Advanced Micro Devices back upside. Did we just get hit at the top again on that name, or am I going to be silly and get back into this? Right now, 264. Looks like it's going to go. I'm just going to try the short again right there because that was like 1 minute. It just ripped up, like literally one minute ripped $1. We were waiting this whole time to get $1, and then that winds up happening. So yeah, unfortunately, this one might be a hit for us. But I think we're going to focus maybe on the TQs because some of these names here in the market just are going off and very, very tough. I'm finding anyways to trade AMD and Nvidia and all that. These
in addition to SMR,
Oklo, yeah, maybe look at some Rigetti.
But like the thing about Oklo is, I'll go to SMR in a quick little second to show you guys. Oklo was underneath yesterday's high. It's breaking out a little bit, but only up 3%. It is SMR that is going into absolute, like, insane mode, up 9% and looking much, much stronger. There's that 50 period hold. We like the 50 period hold, but very quickly, I got to jump over to SoFi again. Like SoFi, we've seen this story before where they beat and have good earnings and it goes red, but the last time it did bounce. So the last earnings, there was a dip, and it bounced and actually recovered to get back a lot of the gains, and then ended up going up from there. We all know about that. But reload here at the prior, all I can look at is yesterday's low at this point. Like there was 30, and there's yesterday's low. Under that, there's like 28.8, so that would be another like 40, like 1.5% to said downside. So just, again, have to be a little bit patient with SoFi, but I just reloaded for the first time, trying to get it to that $0.50. Beyond Meat's still doing the same thing it was before, and I did not get that reload in PayPal. PayPal's just gliding up here and looking pretty good. Looking actually very, very steady. With the market pulling back, PayPal does not seem to want to participate in that pullback. Still trying to pick this one up here. I don't want to take a breakout trade. I want to be able to get it closer to that 78 level and then ride the train to the upside. And daily trade in the chat, that's a great question. What is that purple arrow on your screen? So just for if you're tuning in for the first time, all entries live are going to be shown on our charts. Like a green arrow up just means we went long. Red arrow is selling out of a long position. So like it's a sell, but specifically selling out of a long. Why? Because purple is a short sale. So purple is just entering a short sell, which of course just means you're betting the stock goes down. And then red's just a regular sell order. Getting out of the position, or covering some of your position. Doesn't mean you're getting out, it just means you're covering a portion of your position.
All right, yeah, we're going to just continue to trade out of our positions, especially on the short side if it's on a stock like an AMD, but we do want to try to think about the Qs. VWAP is right there at 65. So again, a new position. We just sort of averaged into it a little bit. We didn't get our 99s. It's unfortunate because it went to 98s. like that would have been a good level. If we had gotten that, that would have been pretty much our full position right there. But we didn't get it. So hopefully it comes back up and we do get a fill, but I wouldn't mind getting a fill on the way down first if we can, and then really reload it back up there. But right now we're not even getting VWAP on these futures. So very interesting play developing for me here on the TQQs. Here's an interesting play right now. Let's put some bids out to capture some profit. And what I was getting at is we want to scalp out of advanced micro devices, right? I mean, it's been pretty much a disaster trading it the way I've been trading it today, just going short when the long is clearly right. But this is how you can win on these kind of stocks, is that when you finally get pullbacks and you're there. We talked about it with OB, getting the backsides of trades and so on and so forth. But right now, we're just going to wait to see if AMD finally comes back in. And it's just about, making sure that you're stopped out where you should be, and you know, you're going short at levels that you want. And right now, we'll go short at the top and get stopped at the top if it breaks it. So makes sense to me right now. And we, you know, if this breaks 264 and we can get into 263.50, we'll be up on the name. So I know we've been chasing the dream here with it, but that's okay. Another name right now, Palantir, 190s. Looks like that's going to be a local top as well. Trying to get through. That's where VWAP is right now. Nice move into almost all-time highs again for Palantir, 190, 125. Earlier on in the day, we said we wanted to short this name if it got into this area. Not quite there yet. I wish I maybe would have thought about shorting Palantir, more obsessed with that than AMD, because that would have worked out for us today. But yeah, Palantir, 192.50, a good area. It doesn't look like we're going to get there. And SoFi, man, I mean, we reloaded it and we did not get anything out. So maybe next time it comes up to 50, we will. And right now, it's back upside. So we'll scalp out a little bit more SoFi, understanding that, hey, okay, there it is. We got a piece out there at 48s, hoping that there is some more upside there for SoFi. Yeah, we just got some long there, so we'll see. Okay, we're going to go to Adair in a minute. I just want to show you guys, it's having a hard time breaking. There we go. I got O's there on AMD. Let's see if somehow the floodgates will open up on this name, but doesn't look like it. What's up, Adara?
Yeah, we'll do the small cap recap here as well. I want to mention first, though, we do have on watch a look here from PHG. Now, that is Philips. This is the U.S. version of the ticker. The stock trading sharply lower. U.S. FDA sending a warning letter to Philips regarding issues with their device production facilities. It's been trading lower all day, but I just saw this headline now, so be aware of that. Let's start here with VSEE. Now, this name, of course, had most of its move pre-market, but either way, interesting catalyst here with a U.S. department or U.S. government. Bit of a deal here, receiving U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, or HHS, authority to operate at the FedRAMP high level for VSEE. Then we have XHLD. This one was actually on our morning watch list today. You can catch that at tradertv.live. Subscribe. Anyways, XHLD was on here announcing an agreement with Xsite Digital to integrate, bundle, and resell Xsite's conferencing products. It's worth noting as well, XHLD, roughly $5 million market cap and 5 million share float. WULF, TeraWulf, this one at day's highs. They actually had preliminary earnings they reported this morning, so WULF on watch as well. Now, before we send you back to the guys, we'll take a moment to thank our friends at Trade the Pool. For too long, trading meant risking your own money. We're never having enough to start. The fear of losing. That's what kept so many traders on the sidelines, but that's changing because Trade the Pool is transforming how traders access the markets. With its limited risk trading model, traders use funded capital while Trade the Pool absorbs the downside. This allows traders to focus on what truly matters: discipline, consistency, and growth. When you hit the profit target, you keep 70% of the profits. No fear, no barriers, just real opportunity. This is the revolution of limited risk trading. Powered by Trade the Pool. Visit tradethepool.com or scan the QR code now. Get 10% off your first evaluation. Back to you.
All right, finally, our futures are starting to make a move down. We just did capitalize on that move while Adara was talking. Thanks, Adara, for all of that. But there it is right there, 117.60s. Just took advantage of it, right? That's all. We didn't do anything else there. We thought that there was going to be a hot trade there. It looks like maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But right now, yeah, 117.60 was a good trade for us. And then we did get a break also down into the 21 period of this guy over here, AMD, and we've been taking some more out on SoFi. So it's kind of the same thing, only different here as we look to take advantage of this market. Tipsy-turvy a little bit there today. Let's go, man. We can get, I told you, if we can get 50s, which is what we got, but then bounced off of it, then we could turn green on advanced micro devices. We're up on SoFi, we're up on the TQs, but this is completely position pending as we just made a move back up to the upside right now. I guess this market really, Neil, doesn't want to fall down. I don't know. SoFi's been good here at 50 again, but yeah, still to go. Got to go get a coffee at some point as I see your.
I'm literally like drinking like the bones of my coffee here. Mr. Westermeyer, I did see your proposed KC Buffalo bet. We'll throw it up there in a quick little second when things slow down a little bit. I don't know if we'll be able to pull it. We'll always do a bet when the two play each other. I just don't know if I can accommodate, and we'll show in a quick little second here. SoFi just came back in. So we've rinsed and repeated this one at the 29.30 level a couple of times here. It cannot break 29.50, so you've got to take profit wherever it does lie. That was a little bit louder that time. No, it's fine. It's fine. You know there's a lot of work going on back there because it's not just the screens, it's the desk that's getting built, right? So the new news desk is going to have all those funky screens on it. Beyond Meat's coming right back up. I might get reloaded here. I haven't really moved my order. I put this one back in when we got the fill at VWAP. Apparently we're going back over to Adara and then come back.
Adara.
And, oh, it's not even 10. I thought it was 10:30 already. No, it's 10:20.
I'm going to get coffee.
Just be aware here, we have more comments coming from Oracle today. We know ORCL is at this event in Riyadh right now. We had some comments coming from their co-CEOs this morning. Now the company is saying that their digital assets data nexus is available next year. So some digital assets teasing here for ORCL. Back to you.
Thank you very much there, Adara. We also, I believe we got a super chat that I think we missed. Day Trader LA. There might have been another one, Andre, but it was just silver. So if you look at silver, silver took it on the chin nasty. You pull back and move in silver yesterday, but it is getting very close to what I think is going to be a bounce zone. Interesting thing about this, I haven't decided yet, but I think at lunchtime, I'm going for a dip by myself in front of the 50 period on silver. You know, gold also pulled back. For today, I would just observe the trend line as it goes into obvious resistance. So afternoon resistance, morning resistance at about 42.7. Let's see if it can maybe do a reversion off of that level. And there was just another one as well. Michael Moore, nice. Trade idea, Estee Lauder, 96.50 entry on Estee Lauder. Well, I see what you're getting at. Pull back into prior high as it's kind of losing the $100 level on Estee Lauder. Generally don't mind that setup, but I'd like to see it. It's on the daily chart, so it has to close above and then give me the next day. If I'm playing it off the daily, I want candles to close on the daily and buy it the day after it confirms that support level. But I see what you're getting at. Little stair-step action to the upside and then trying to take that little bit of a curl. Okay, I got to jump back over because Beyond Meat, it's kind of showing a seller in front of where I'm offering and not exactly where I'm offering. So I'm just going to jump back in at the same price instead of a better price as I'm shorting pops in this particular stock. As long as it doesn't break the high, then I'm going to jump back over to this name as many times as we can. Ooh, and then it doesn't fill me there. Give me some fours. Okay, I was able to just get some fours there as it just faded a little bit. And we got another super chat. Okay, apparently there were a bunch. Sorry, Eric. Do you think Nvidia will ever catch up to AMD? Nvidia's at its all-time highs. So this is all subjective at this particular point because you could make the argument Nvidia is still the bigger market cap. So ultimately, like we have to define play catch up. Like, okay, is it gonna break its all-time high and also make another move? Is it gonna catch it? It's already AMD is a ridiculous valuation, so Nvidia is cheaper. So I'm not really sure it's fair to say it needs to catch AMD. I almost think it's the other way around. Will AMD come back and, from a valuation standpoint, be more reasonable compared to Nvidia? At least for today, though, I think that's a valid question because Nvidia cannot get off the schneid whatsoever. It's lower highs, and the market's starting to come back in here. Oh, wow, SoFi just broke as well. So we took one more reload on SoFi. It had to happen. at some point. If you keep on putting in higher lows, eventually it'll bite you in the butt. 1 for 3 on SoFi for myself. I'll turn red on SoFi, but really liked it off of that low. This is a stock that time and time again, I've watched it do this and then bounce on earnings day. So I want to keep playing it for that bounce. But if it's not holding here, then I got to wait for a test underneath 29 into about 28.8. So it's always wait till the next level, take another shot at said next level, and then move on from there. All right, so it's only left with Beyond Meat, and I'm just going to get out in front of the volume weighted average price as well. Oh, you got a tray?
Here we go. One for you, Neil.
That's hilarious.
One for you, Randy.
Look at this guy. Cheers, boys.
All right, cheers.
Here's to 18 innings.
How about we don't cheers 18 innings ever again? I don't, like, it was an epic game, but, like, 18 innings is a lot. It's a lot of baseball.
18 innings is a lot. There it is, man. We're hooking these guys up. So there you go, guys.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, all good on that front, of course. Because we come back and oh shit! Right now we are now $2 plus in the money for AMD. So we actually wind up making a little bit of money. I feel like the fact that we went and got a coffee because we didn't get out of anything. But our downside fill didn't hit yet, right there. But it's a nice move there. So we say cheers to everybody who's riding this wave right now of profitability on advanced micro devices. It's the biggest stock here. Well, for me, anyways. I don't know if, what your biggest stock is, but it's going to be this for me. And then I know you're probably on SoFi has been a good one. Oh, whoa.
Tesla was my best stock.
Tesla, yeah. No, I didn't even, sorry, my bad. I didn't even realize SoFi was down here.
By the way, Tesla hit 465.
Oh,
stock is stupidity right now.
SoFi, man, what happened to SoFi?
No, SoFi broke that low of the day.
Yeah, I got stopped out there.
I reloaded it that last time.
Oh, you got reloaded?
28, no. 28.8 is the next level for me on SoFi, and it didn't quite tag it. So the other thing it can do, well, I mean, it could do, I should say, is just simply break the trend from VWAP. That's the only other way I get into it. Either it gets to my level or the trend from here to here to here gets broken and I jump in. So if it's not the level, it's always going to be the trend break if you're going to go against said grainage. Beyond Meat's doing what it's doing. And as I said, Tesla, absolute rocket ship. Keep in mind, though, Microsoft still not moving. This reminds me of yesterday with Qualcomm. Qualcomm went ham, and then Qualcomm did nothing. Microsoft went ham this morning, now Microsoft does nothing. Qualcomm ended up sliding down the rest of the day. Seems like that's the fate here for Softy. Complete nothing burger after that crazy spike up on the OpenAI. Like $250 billion on a multi-year deal, I think out to I believe was 2030. Was it? Okay. I want to say. But $250 billion isn't chump change. Like, how much did AMD run when they talked about it? $50 billion,
that's more than the market cap. What is AMD's market cap? Like, I mean, some of these stocks, there's only 10 U.S. companies that are over $1 trillion. Well,
first of all,
that deal is $250 billion. Well,
forget about that. Where is OpenAI supposed to get the money from?
That's what I said. OpenAI is not even making money.
What's the market cap of OpenAI right now? What's their private valuation?
Oh, it's in the 300 to 400 billions, I would think, if and when we look that up. What is the market cap for OpenAI? Adara, well, you're putting into ChatGPT.
Oh, I'm just going to put it in ChatGPT.
OpenAI's market cap, private market cap. Adara's going to dig in a little bit.
Why is my computer so slow? 500 billion.
Well, at least it's turned on, so that's
500 billion. No, that took.
Okay, I said 300 to 400 billion.
Oh, I asked Perplexity instead.
Yeah.
Perplexity
I didn't ask anybody.
Slow as.
Just ask my damn brain.
Oh, you know what? That was really slow.
Come on, Perplexity.
500, but that's
Perplexity
half.
needs to make a $250 billion deal.
No, but that's
with somebody
half of their market cap.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, so here goes AMD, man. Now $2 in the money. Those were good ideas. Oh, and now it's breaking even lower right now. The shorts are printing, so shout out to all my short gang out there. My tip, my cap, Kayal. There it goes. Nice move to the downside right now as that continues to print for us, man. Thanks to Mike P. DeRider, man. Look, you watch every day and you watch very carefully, so I do appreciate your comments there about the slaying and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, right there, it is a nice move downside for me on the TQs. I mean, this was a perfect setup. I mean, perfect enough. I mean, we gave ourselves about 20 cents worth of risk, so it's not like right now it's huge. We're about 2 to 1 on the risk to reward, but the market did have to fall down. you know, for this to obviously happen. And then AMD, man, the stock that we were down on now is my number one easily, as now it's 250 in the money. We should put some bids down here in case it does catch another bid. We talked about scalping out right into there. So we actually do pretty good right now in what we still have on board here with our name with AMD. So we still got on board about a quarter or so of what we had, and we have about a quarter as well here on the TQs as the market's really starting to come in now. So I think it was a very, very good idea to do what we did, and that is, you know, wait, be patient, as you know what, not get run over early, and wait to see if something could develop for us. So there's a nice move down again on the TQs. We also do get AMD, that's now 275 in the money. That's coming all the way back to VWAP. I am happy clearing out of the majority of this position here on AMD. So let's just wait. We gotten a decent part out. Let's put another bid down here. The spread on AMD is 10 plus cents. So we'll put another bid. We'll get a quarter out of what we have left. Did that just fill? No. Okay, so now we're going to wait. We're at 56s here on AMD. Hopefully we do get a nice little downside push there, and that will leave us with about 20% left, and we'll deal with it then. But it's a nice push, both in the futures. Obviously, Beyond Meat's not going to follow the futures too much, but I hope it does go down. There it is, now 275 in the money. We're going to take another fill downside on that one, and thank you, everybody, for being patient with me and waiting for these moves to develop. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but today they do. So good one here, as we're just at our daily goal. It took us a little bit to get there today. It's 10:30, but we're here, and let's try not to throw too much of it away. Yeah, so far so good here as we hold for more downside in this market. I think it could be a really, really good day here for these shorts.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's one of those, like, my style's not really to try to fight it too much, but wait for the trend break. Tesla just broke trend with a pretty violent candle. So when it breaks, look, when it breaks a trend like this, I'm trying to punch it as it breaks a prior bar low. And as you can see, it went $1 pretty much instantly when it broke 62.5. If it does come back up, I'm just going to pick it back up and give it to the prior bar high. So there's still plenty of time before this gets into the volume weighted average price. As here's the bounce. So I want to try to pick it up here. My order, I just left my order in, but that doesn't mean, I left my order in when I tried to punch short, but that doesn't mean it's going to get to that price. So I'm going to be locked and loaded just in case it does not get to 62.5 and give me the fill. I'm willing to punch back in and take this on the way into the downside. Big trend break. VWAP's at 59, so there's plenty of room for it to get here for sure. I know we haven't talked too much about crypto. I saw someone just yelling about Bitcoin. Not yelling, but someone put an exclamation point about Bitcoin at 115.5. Kind of a nothing burger for Bitcoin today, but it is holding relatively strong at that 115 level. So I did just get picked up in Tesla, giving it to that prior bar out. If it does give a nice consolidation, I'll show you what happened yesterday on the stock when it broke this trend, broke down here. I did not hold it in the afternoon. That was a fail. And then it consolidated. I think that's an opportunity. If it does this, it's an opportunity to add to the position as we look for the volume weighted average price down here at 1,459. If Tesla gets to 159, we've got bigger fish to fry. Obviously, that's not going to happen. I did reload Beyond Meat. And this is salvo number 2, so 1 for 2 on Beyond Meat. But remember, the bigger level is going to be 225 and 250. So I said I'm patient, waiting for any time it tests the top. It double topped yesterday. Right now it's testing that double top, and I'm willing to jump right back in, but I'll give it a shot to get to that 225 level on BYND. So Tesla in, looking for a place to add. Beyond Meat waiting for 225 to get in for a second time.
All right. Thank you for kind words out there. Oh, here's Chase the Packs. Sean Katina, you're a legend. Okay, tell that to my wife. Great AMD trade. Way to hold with diamond hands till it hit your goal. Absolute legend. Thank you so much. We actually have an emoji or a thing for that. Thank you. I do appreciate that. And that's what it's all about, man. It's about, you know, planting your flag and taking the trade. And we do it all. I mean, both of us do it all the time. And, you know, we can look at different names. I'm just on SoFi today, which we're red. We lost it on that last little bid there. But again, nothing. We were just playing with basically smaller size in SoFi because we were wrong early on it there, and just didn't find a bid other than 29. And if it breaks that, so we're going to be down over there. The TQs is really going to be, well, my number one trade will be AMD P&L wise, but this one never stopped out, never had any problems at all with that short. And of course, when we get down into there, we take that out. So just believe in what you're doing. Like on here, we have written down AMD short and the TQQ short, and we have SoFi long. So we'll go 2 for 3. We've only traded, Neil's traded many more names. I just go 2 for 3 on the list that I have, and I didn't look at Google yet, which we wrote down Google 268 long. So I'll just have a quick look to see what Google's been doing. So it's right here, right now. So this could be a look as well for us if we thought the market was going to go back up, but I don't. Hence why I'm holding on to this short. So thank you so much, Chase the Pax, man. That's a very, very nice comment for you to make right there. And it's like, I just am proud of the way that I'm able to hopefully just put on some trades and explain them, and not proud, just happy that it's making some sense to some of you guys there in the chat. And we get, often we get traders that are saying like, you know, we've helped change your guys' mentality or the way you look at risk, or, you know, however you trade. And it's, you guys are the ones hitting the keys. So I want to say thank you so much for subscribing. And if you hit the subscription right now, we're trying to get this number to 80%. Right now, so 78.6, it's getting close. Make sure you do hit the like and subscribe and get reminded of all of our shows, because at 11 o'clock till 2, we've got a completely different show where it's 2 different kind of traders. They're same kind of traders, but just 2 different styles.
Probably looking at Wolf.
Maybe looking at Wolf, yeah, whatever. There you can, Joe really just looks at the big caps. He looks at Tesla and IBIT. Pretty much, I think, that's pretty much
probably on IBIT today with this.
Yeah, I could just guess that he's probably traded Tesla and IBIT today. And then Sharif, of course, will go for more of those low cap, sort of floating, running, Beyond Meat, Open Door. As you said, hungry like a wolf, hungry like some protein. Huh?
Open Door is moving today?
I don't know if it's moving. I was just using that as some sort of a lame example right there. But yeah, Momo trades is a good way of putting it. Yeah, there it is. So Momo trades for our Momo master. Over there, Sharif. All right, so yeah, look, man, today's a print factory. No matter what you're doing. Yo, what's up, Joe? That's your best look right there, my guy. Okay, so here we go, man. It's a nice move down there for Advanced Micro Devices. We're still in it. Neil, this is a $1, a $2, a $3 winner right now, Sharif. $3 now, so we're pretty happy with that one. And yeah, we'll just continue on that. $3 here, 50 cents there. That equals $3.50, right? Nice move to the downside here on the TQs. Let's take another piece out and just continue to hold the short. Almost a day and a half goal now, when it didn't look great early, but it's looking fine now. 1040.
Zadera, I think? No?
I don't know. I don't even have my piece in.
Well, I heard.
Here's our sector board, and it is going to be a lot of tech names in focus, though notably not all of them. We're going to start here with tech services, because this seems to be one of the more interesting sectors, in my opinion, today. Microsoft up, of course, with their OpenAI deal, though they're down quite a bit from their intraday high. Oracle, Netflix, CRM all to the upside, but then you have Google and Meta both red. They both report earnings tomorrow alongside Microsoft, but AppLovin also down a good 2% here. Then if you go to electronic technology, you've got some strength in Nvidia with its keynote for GTC 2025. Washington, that'll be with Jensen Huang, CEO, at 12 p.m. Eastern, so NVDA absolutely going to be on watch here. Intel also up quite hefty. Then we've got Qualcomm down 4%, pulling back after yesterday's big rally. A little bit of weakness here in utilities with NEE pulling back after both earnings and a deal with Google. We've got some weakness in consumer non-durables, energy minerals with some red here. Pretty sure manufacturing a little bit weak. Then we have consumer durables trying to be buoyed here by Tesla. Transportation really strong across the board. Certainly helped by UPS up 7%, even though it's certainly down from its high of day after earnings. So as we often see during earnings season, guys, these names that have just reported are really moving around these sectors quite a bit. Guys, back to you.
Thank you very much there, Adara. Appreciate it as always. So Tesla, technically, again, it seems to hold on to the trend. And so it broke the all-day trend and then bounces right off this 460. It's like 460 and a half. Not right quite to VWAP, but it is trying to stair-step it down. The thing that's happening is Intel, all-day trend on Intel just broke. And here, gonna have to give it a bit of a wider berth. The trend break is not until 41.40. which is wild because it's at 41. So it's like a full point, but then it's also like a 1.5 to the volume weighted average price. If we get a second close underneath, that'll look a little bit more confirmatory, at least. Oh, now I'm thinking more like Sharif. A little bit more confirmatory. It's true. And the one name that I have not gotten back into is PayPal, but I'm not going to the long side, because like everything else, PayPal broke the trend line. So with it breaking the trend, I'm not buying the volume weighted average price. It's actually the only long. Well, that's not true. We had SoFi as well for a long trade, but that's the only long that worked for myself. Everything else has been shorts. Beyond Meat slightly down, Tesla up, Intel down. So I'll be slightly down, but the key is to try to keep it in the pocket. Like yesterday, AMD was my best stock, so I want to make sure we're 1-to-1 because I'm trading Intel the most. I'm not shorting PayPal here on that trend break, but I am going to need the futures to start to look a little bit stronger for me to try to grab that long off of VWAP here. Not going to fight it after this broke said trend. And shout out to everyone in the chat dropping some names in there. One that we did not talk about, I think, at all on earnings was UNH. Well, at least it hit the target of the 200 period moving average for the swing. Unfortunately, it hit exactly the 200 period moving average and is now threatening to close red on the day. So there's your 200 period. If you like that, some people like that indicator. I happen to like that indicator. If you don't, then much to your chagrin. It did try to get back into green. I'm not sure it's going to be able to hold, but that is what we call profit taking at the open. I know it's not a name that we talk about very often because it's not much of a day trader, but worth mentioning. These guys beat top and bottom, good guidance. Didn't matter, sold off. I think it's because of that 200 period moving on average on the daily.
All right, again, thanks everybody in the chat, man. I mean, it really matters. We go over our roles here all the time, and it's just kind of like, oh, there it is. Another thing here, stop using the word legend, guys. You're a legend. Can you look at IBM, please? Yeah, I mean, I love what's up to Snickers toasted there. Like some Snickers. Okay, so yeah, IBM. Look, this is a name that I've been buying since I was a wee one, and we like the name. But yeah, it's off. It's had a huge move, right? I mean, there it goes, right? One of the original quantum names, IBM, just had that huge. We talked about this on that day when it had this huge wick down into 261, and then it battled all the way back. And the very next day, we get those announcements, IBM and AMD, and all these sort of breakout patterns now. Plus, they give like a 3% dividend or so. I really like the stock. I don't know if I like it up here, but it's been a great level to trade off of this 300 mark. So if it comes back in 290 to 300, I mean, I really like the bid there. And I think it continues to work, man. Go Big Blue, a strong American company. Like, wouldn't surprise me. I know it's not down enough for Trump to take any positions in it or anything, but, you know, like this could be another one of those big, strong American companies that continues to win, just like Advanced Micro Devices has been winning. But now, it is now $4 in the money as these gates of hell are opening up right now. So, you know, we'll take a sip of our Packers. We brought this back. I forgot at my house for a while. We'll take a sip of this. We're now $4.50 in the money, $4.50 now in the money on AMD as it breaks through 260, plus add 60 cents onto this TQ trade. We're a total of, in the money right now, $5. So far so good. You're welcome there, Snickers, as the market continues to fall down. But hey, man, I'm just going to let my winners ride. We're now at 1.7 times our goal right now. So yeah, that's important for me to note that to you, because we talk about it all the time. All right, Google, Meta, these ones are down today. Eli Lilly's been going down for the last couple of days as well, down 0.5. I'm a little nervous about that company for sure. I mean, it's still a nice level, right? It's almost getting that trillion market cap, 821. Definitely not worth like crying over or anything like that. But with earnings coming later this week, we watch out for Eli Lilly. Johnson & Johnson, nice move to the downside as well today. Amazon continues to fall on, again, job worries, right? 14,000 white-collar jobs, possibility of 30,000. We'll see if Amazon gets going. Walmart down another 1% off of a nice move down yesterday as well. My eyes go over to energy. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. XOM and CVX, let's go, TQs and AMD. XOM and CVX both reporting Friday morning. They'll come into play at some point. Oxy, Fang, also to the downside here. Valero, downside, as we worry about some of the production of that oil and nat gas. So we'll watch out for, you know, Valero to get to the downside there as well. And then honestly, just over here in technology services, Palantir's not having a great day, neither is its friend. AMD just broke through 260. We're almost $5 on that name alone. Now, AppLovin down 2.5%. That's not great. Oracle found a nice level down there around 270. That's starting to bounce. And then just ahead of these two guys' earnings, Meta and Google downside. And of course, Microsoft with their big story here today with OpenAI. Yeah, AI, EIEIO. There it is. We'll get bid at 90s now. See if we can get that. I mean, we went from the high of the day all the way back into the 200 period moving average. I mean, let's go, man. There it is, life's interpretation. Yeah, glad you have us working in the background. And I think that's the right thing to do, man. Trade, get your other job going, get 2 jobs at once if you can do that. We're hosting and trading over here. And I don't know, I had a conversation with Mitch, but he was talking about trading and things like that. I think everybody's built a little bit different, and I hope that I'm trying to prove how I'm built over here. Go AMD, go TQQs, and let's just keep on doing what we're doing and having fun at the end of the day.
Absolutely having fun. By the way, spike back into the volume weighted average price. Man, I only got 1 pineapple in that fruit salad today, and it's delicious. Somebody, and I know you know who, hoards it like an absolute champion. And if you don't get it first, you get absolutely no pineapple. I know you know who I'm talking about there, Dara, as well. But SoFi, remember I said there's only 3 places I'm looking. 30, and then you had yesterday's low, and then you have the day before support at 28.8. So allow it to go from one level to another, break the trend, jump into the long again. So it's about being a little bit patient, allowing it to work its way down and set up for another shot. If one of these bounces gets to VWAP, fantastic, but I got to respect the prior level. So 29.25, 29.4, in and around 75, and that volume weighted average price, which on any trend break up or down is going to be target. Just because I happen to like the stock to a long when it's trending down doesn't mean I'm going to change the pattern in here. I'm always going to try to respect VWAP. If it follows through, it follows through. An example of that would be like, you know, like Tesla. You're going to get out when it bounces in front of VWAP. Sometimes it follows through. You're going to get out when it bounces in front of VWAP. Sometimes it doesn't follow through. You just have to stick to your plan of action. At the end of the day, you're going to do what leads you to be green in the longer term, right? So in the end of the day, that's what you have to be able to do here, at least for myself. So only in these 2 names. The other name which is coming up here, and I'm going to get to Open Door in a quick little second, but Beyond Meat finally got to 225. So play it at the lower high. It double topped. Now it's back at the level that we like at 225. So allow it to go. Not gonna hold it into that top. Gonna take a separate trade up at that high of the day. And because I promised you, Open Door wasn't able to hold this 840 yesterday. It's up 4%. Obviously the market's kind of wishy-washy up a little bit. This has a huge gap fill to at least 870, if not like the $9 area here that it can do. I'm looking at the 15-minute just for some confirmation. If a 15-minute bar can hold above the highs, because it failed to break yesterday, that's what I want to see. Not just a wick high, not just a mini break. I want to see it actually hold on a 15-minute, and then I would jump in and try to get some open on this push. I like squeezes, but it's got to prove that it can actually push through this level and find buyers for me to join the long today.
I think we got to go over to AMD is cranking lower, by the way. Now 450 on that one as the market bleeds a little lower. What's up, A?
It's a time for money talks. We'll take a look here at the US dollar. Now, guys, we are just 1 day away from the FOMC meeting here for the month of October on October 20, not 1 month, sorry, 1 day away from that October 29th meeting. Now, again, we are very much expecting there to be a rate cut of 25 basis points. We'll have to wait and see if that comes to fruition, though it's very likely that it will. But again, the press conference and the statement that we get after the rate cut is going to be of more interest. As I've mentioned a couple times now, the last 2 FOMC decisions each had a dissenting vote, at least one dissenting vote. So that'll be interesting to see if we get more dissent at this meeting. Now, dissent isn't necessarily a good or a bad thing, but it certainly gives you a sense of how the Fed is thinking, if they're thinking together, and the Fed has certainly been divided as of late. Now, again, to go back to the US dollar quickly, We're still making higher highs and higher lows from the last FOMC meeting on Wednesday, September 17th, but certainly a lower high right now as we go on 1, 2, 3, 4, now 5 days of red for that USD. Let's see if we print this 5th straight red day, or even a 6th tomorrow, or if we're able to stop that streak for the time being. Back to you. Make sure to like and subscribe.
All right, just we're getting on in time here, so I'm just going to tell you guys that we do have our target out here, VWAP. So if the futures can get back above volume-weighted average price, we're going to stop ourselves out of that trade. So the order is already in to get me out of 100% of our position. And we do have another bid down here in the 20s in case it does fall in. And then for AMD, kind of same kind of ways here. If we break through 61s, let's get out of AMD. I actually didn't even put that stop in yet. So 261.01, we'll stop out of 75% of this one. If it is that 261, I mean, I want to be as exact. Okay, a little bit higher than that. 261, let's go to 16 there. Although if it breaks it, it probably continues to fly higher on that one as well. So just refreshing, we do, pass the show over at 11 o'clock and we don't hold anything overnight. So hopefully AMD can continue to crank lower. I only have 10% of both of these trades left essentially. So hopefully we can get some moves down. We've made our goal today. We want to thank everybody for your patience. As I know we've been focusing on a lot of the same names, but we still have to decide and figure out, because yesterday was tilapia, which I feel like it wasn't as bad yesterday as normal, so I don't know.
Well, do you know why?
No.
They seasoned it very heavily.
There we go.
So I feel like it's just, it did the job of asking the flavor. But
yeah, we like that one. 259.61. Really I'm going to put another 10% out of what we have left. So otherwise known as 1% or so of what we have left. Back right here at the 200 period moving average, giving us that $5, and then only getting out because it seems like we may have based down here. We're not getting sloppy and getting out when it breaks there. We're waiting for a continuation play to the downside, and very, very similarly trading it with the TQ. Let's go find out what's for lunch. Okay. This time Joe is sitting here, so he doesn't actually know what's for lunch yet.
It would be epic if it was out.
It's something Joe does not like, though. Yeah, we got something to do right now, my guy Andre. Today is beef bolognese right now. Is that a favorite of yours, Joe? Oh, okay.
I thought you...
I didn't know if you liked the pasta, because I know there was a stroganoff issue there.
Oh, it's a stroganoff.
I get it.
No, it's a strogie he doesn't like.
It's definitely. So today, it's very greasy around here, the beef bolognese, but I don't like it because they basically just put a scoop of it on our salad, which I'd say down for that. We'll see if it's chicken,
That's a huge fail, by the way.
Penne today with it, so beef bolognese with penne, roasted seasoned vegetables, and a Caesar salad. So that's what's for lunch. It should be good for us, I would think. And we do have a call to Adara again.
Oh, yeah, sorry, guys. I was just writing out this post for you guys about this event. Oddly enough, Nvidia is actually doing a pregame, and that is what they're calling it. That's not my word for it. Nvidia doing a pregame here for its Jensen Huang keynote. Of course, Jensen Huang is the CEO of the company. He's doing a keynote at their GTC Washington event that starts at 12 p.m. Eastern. He just made a brief cameo at the keynote, kind of said hello, and then walked away. But so just so you guys know, yes, of course, we'll have the keynote at 12 p.m. Eastern. I'll cover that for you in just over an hour. But there's other events happening too, including this pregame just of individuals sitting and talking in a circle. Be aware that it's happening. And again, definitely be aware of that keynote. I'll cover it for you guys right there on the midday show. Back to you.
Yeah,
thank you very much, Sudhir. How are the Bills and Chiefs not the 8 o'clock?
I don't think they can flex them yet. Do they still flex games?
It's week 9. I thought flexing started earlier. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. But I promised when things calm down, Mr. Westermeyer, that I would throw this. You sent me, if you're just tuning in now, I'm a Bills fan. One of our longtime viewers, Mr. Westermeyer, who obviously got a C8 ball. Every year the Bills and Chiefs play, we do some kind of a bet. Last year I had to send him a tradertv.live hoodie. This time he suggested this. All I got, and I'm going to make some assumptions here because all you sent me was this picture in an email, which must mean that I'm supposed to send you maple syrup and you send me Kansas City barbecue sauce. So if that's feasible, like I don't know, I've never sent food or something or tried to do it. I don't even know if I can do that, but if it is possible, then yeah, that's pretty reasonable as far as I'm concerned. We couldn't hash out the details there. I've never had Kansas City barbecue sauce, so I couldn't tell you if that's any good. And I have to check with my in-laws how we don't have that much. The last few seasons have not been that great for maple syrup for my in-laws, so we don't have as much as usual, but I'll double check to see what we have. my in-laws make their own maple syrup, and so I kind of am fortunate enough to get a decent amount. And it's the real stuff, the good, which is what it's all about. So if it's not feasible, then we can always just do something else. It is in Buffalo, so I'm pretty sure it should be probably like, I don't know, like a 2.5 points. So we'll just go straight up like we did last year. Like we've been sort of ignoring the odds.
You think the Bills are favored? I don't know. Let me check.
I mean, it's going to be close either way, but we've been ignoring the odds. Last year we didn't care either.
Chiefs by 2.
Chiefs by 2?
Yeah, the Bills aren't.
Which is fine. Like I don't care. Like I don't care about covering it.
Yeah. No. Well, that's a pick'em game, man.
Yeah,
Minus
it's a
2 points
game,
for the
so
Chiefs.
as far as I'm.
But the Chiefs at home, so that's like about. If the Chiefs are at home, that'd be about a 5-point spread. So it's good that it's in Buffalo, making it a little bit closer. All right, man. 3 minutes to go. Thank you everybody for joining us here today. Make sure you guys do hit the like and the subscribe. We've got our Jays hat on. We've got Springer over here. Regardless of what team you're supporting, I hope you're able to stay up late last night. That was a fun game. Still over 8,000 of you watching, 1.1K likes. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let's get this party started. Again, ASAP. Yeah, look, the only red trade that I have on the board today, which is fine by me, and we got stopped out when we were getting these guys coffees. You're welcome. But that doesn't matter. The stop bet was already in. We were going to get stopped out anyways. Right down there, $29 breaks on SoFi. Look, I had written down $30 as a support level. We waited for that to come in. It came in. It broke. We got out. We ran the long a couple times again until it ran us. And right now, 29.20 here for SoFi is your 50-period moving average. I would let this SoFi lie. I would not trade this anymore today unless we can get back up into this area, take the VWAP long and push that through 30 and then see if we get the rest of the day going on that one. My stop for AMD is still 261. This is by far, just this stock alone gets me the daily goal, and it took a minute. It took a minute, man. We had to keep on fighting this name over and over again until eventually we fought the law, and this time, the law does not win. We get the last laugh here on advanced micro devices to the point where we're now 450 in the money and still have this on board. So still so far so good there. It's a big green day there. Neil will get green. Don't worry, by the time the midday happens, I'm sure of it. And then we'll come back to you at 2 p.m. and talk all about the trades. We don't trade too much during the midday, but if there's opportunities, we will. We got these guys right beside us.
Beyond Meat's about to
I'm going to go take some laps going on. And
Beyond Meat's trying to go again.
What's up, Aura Alpha? Yeah, okay, go ahead. Close it out, man. 30 seconds.
Yeah, only about 30 seconds to go, but 2 trend lines, one of them broke. I'm going to go with, there's a tight trend line right up here. 225 hit. That was a level on Beyond Meat. It actually hit 220. Is that real? 227 is the wick high. But if it can hold on to this consolidation, then the short end of VWAP is going to be in play. SoFi cannot get to 29.5. And Jameson.
So far, so good. That's right.
Jameson, just very quickly, I think this is the second time you asked about Boeing. So let's at least talk about and acknowledge what Boeing is actually doing today.
It's going.
1, it is going, but 1, it's breaking and holding the 50-period moving average. 2, it is testing, and this is going to be a little hard to see. It's really trying to test to get to this top trend line from the highs, like from that high back in July. It still has a bit of a ways to go, but I already think Boeing has made its bottom. I'd love to see some follow through in this stock. This is one that I tried to get more into it, but it never got to the 200-period moving average. So all you could get was 210s. It never played into 200, but sometimes you get what you can, and then you move on. But I think this is a stock that's breaking out. It's probably a good spot to be in for some diversification, Boeing. Especially considering that every single deal that gets made by the administration seems to have some kind of a Boeing purchase in it. That's not going to hurt them whatsoever. Let's go on over to the midday. We'll be back at 2 o'clock. Mr. Westermeyer, I'll look into what's going to happen with this bet. We'll figure something out. And let's go to Sharif and Joey Options.